based on the market right now and what teams are paying for players, I think these teams would be so stupid to not fire sale half their roster.
And they better have the balls to do it.
Ice is ready, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast brought to you by BetMGM. I am your host, Dan Powers, and along with me, a man whose spine is so jacked up and horrifyingly crooked that he looks like a marionette puppet whenever he walks. Don't watch this man walking from behind. It'll scare you for the rest of your life. Chris Powers.
As always.
Hey, I've got terrible news for you, idiot.
What?
You didn't say as always last week. You got called out in the DMs a number of times. I rattled you so much.
What? Oh, because it was...
rattled you so much.
What was it again?
With the scrambled eggs thing.
Yeah,
you just forgot to say as always.
So not as always. As most of the time.
As usually.
This is me. This is if I didn't do anything. This is me sitting perfectly straight. And when you see me on the YouTube and I'm like this, I'm exercising right now. This is a workout for me to sit like this.
Dude, we've talked about this before. You take things too personally. It's one of your only flaws. And I mean that. Only. It's one of your only flaws. You take things too personally.
No, I fucking don't.
Yes, you do, dude. You're doing it right now. You look so stupid when you walk. It's actually the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Dude, you consistently tell me I take things too personally, and then the things I'm taking too personally are so mean that it's like any human being would take that personally. Dude. And everyone's like, you gotta fucking be more chill. And I'm like, But you can't do anything about it. It's not your fault. Yeah, but you don't look, you don't see, I was about to say something mean. You don't see a person in a wheelchair and go, you fucking sitting all the time, you idiot. And they can't do anything about it. They're paralyzed. But you don't need to call it out. They know they're paralyzed.
But there's nothing weird about that. The way you walk is so weird.
I'm doing the best I can with the frame that I have, and you are making fun of that.
No, I'm not making fun of it. I'm just pointing it. I think it's crazy.
Well, no, you should be going, it's crazy that you can walk.
It's crazy how brave you are.
Yes, I should be being complimented. Instead, I'm being shit on. And then
you're not being shit on. It's just the world is remarking how weird your walk is. Weird is not a bad thing.
No, weird is cool these days.
Sure is.
Weird is cool these days, and I am cool.
You are cool. Dude, you are cool.
People in bands are cool.
We don't have a lot of time to waste. We have got to get into all this trade deadline stuff, but we got a couple not ice things that we wanted to talk about. First and foremost, you wanted to talk about the zoo?
I went to the San Diego Zoo this weekend.
Wow.
And for my birthday. And which it is not yet. Actually, when you are listening to this, it'll be my birthday. So happy birthday to me. And I went to the zoo for my birthday as if I was 8. And it was fucking perfect. I'd never been there. It's the best zoo in the world. Two things. The first thing is minor, second thing is major. Minor thing, as I'm walking through the San Diego Zoo, I walked by a dude, and we were kind of on the sidewalk, and it was one of those like, I want to get out of his way. Yeah, we didn't shuffle that bad, but I was just like, I'll get out of this guy's way. And he was kind of looking at me, and I thought it was because I was in his way.
Okay.
And then I get off to the side, and he's still looking at me, so I kind of look up at him, and he goes, love the pod, dude. At the zoo.
Come on,
San Diego
dude.
Zoo.
That's special.
And I wish I had stopped. I didn't get his name, so I hope he's listening. I hope he hears this and goes, that was me. I saw Chris at the San Diego Zoo and said, love the pod. That was sick. Second thing, thank you. Thank you for listening. Second thing, where are you at on zoos?
They make me so sad, but I have so much fun at them. Yeah. I love animals so much. I think a lot of people who know me personally, not just my relationship with dogs, but my connection with dogs is astounding. Mm-hmm. I've been called the dog whisperer by many people.
Yeah.
Sandra has dubbed me the Danny the dog father.
Yep. I don't know why you got that though. Like you're like, I love dogs, and I'm like,
I didn't get anything. And I'm not saying I love dogs and other people aren't allowed to love dogs. I just like I actively get distracted by, like a dog gets distracted by a squirrel. I get distracted by dogs. We could be having a very serious conversation. And this has happened to us. And we'll be walking down the street and I see a dog and I'll be like, oh my God, look at that good boy.
Yeah.
I just love them so much.
Yep.
I love other animals as well. And the zoo is just such a special place, but it's also so sad. Like, I love that I get to see these great animals, but I hope they're happy.
Oh, yeah, me too.
If there's a promise, and I'm pretty sure San Diego Zoo is pretty good about this.
It's the GOAT.
That they're all raised, they're born there?
Now I don't know.
These animals have not been plucked from the wild or anything like that, is what I believe to understand about the San Diego Zoo.
A lot of them are rehab animals, so they can't live out in the wild on their own. So
it's a retirement home.
Technically, the zoo is doing them a favor because they would die out in the wild. So they're
now we're talking
majority of them. Not
now we're
saying
talking
all of them, but
and it's a massive research center. Like, the good work is being done here.
Well, we hope good work, because I've heard about bad research too. All research is not good.
True.
Like, we want to talk about some diseases that have been spread. We talk about 28 Days Later. That starts with research on chimps.
Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
yeah, dude. Planet of the Apes.
So as long as the animals are happy and good things are being done, then I think it's wonderful. But I also do I get upset about the whole zoo animal element. These animals are just trying to live their lives, and they've just got a bunch of tourists staring at them all day.
For me, dude, it was the predators. Because, listen, we've been to Africa. Not a big deal, but we've been to Africa. And I was kind of like, there were some animals, we were kind of crunch for time. There were some animals I didn't even need to see because I was like, I've actually seen that animal, like, when it could actually kill me. Like this, I can skip that. But I had to walk by a lot of them, and the predators are the only one that's kind of a bummer because, like, the koala, for example, he chilling, dude. Like, the koala bear is just in a sick enclosement, like, on a tree eating a leaf, being
the combo of enclosure and encampment.
What did I say?
I think you said enclosement.
Enclosure. The koala, dude, is fine.
Yeah. What do you think about this? What if all the animals that are behind glass, is that most of them?
Yeah, it was crazy.
What if we made those two-way mirrors?
Or
one-way mirror?
So they don't be seeing themselves?
Yeah. So they don't know a bunch of people are gawking at them.
Interesting. I think that might freak them out.
If they're in a fun house.
They might not like that.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
They might not like that at all.
Yeah, and then every now and then it's cool when you see the animals playing with, like, a kid will come up to the window, and sometimes they play, and then there's those great videos where a lion, like, pounces against the window. I kind of wanted that to happen to me. I love it when you see a little idiot kid, like, taunting one of the gorillas, and the gorilla charges and, like, shatters the glass.
Like, whoa. You know what was my favorite part? Or the thing I was most excited to go see? Because I have never seen before?
Yeah, tell me.
The polar bear. Dude, there's an Arctic section of the San Diego Zoo.
Was it cold?
No. And that's what I was rattled about. I got up there.
What are you talking about? It's not cold?
No, it says Arctic.
But maybe his water's cold. The water must be cold. He's going in and out of water, isn't he? He probably had a little pool.
Yeah, he had a pool.
That water must be freezing.
But does the polar bear like being cold?
Yeah.
I know he's built for the cold.
Good point.
I think I think he's like,
point.
Dude, I'm in San Diego. This is dope. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's like, yeah, I can survive up here, but it sucks.
I bet he does. Like, think about huskies. Like, they're always like, they hate it when they're in warm. People who own huskies in warm weather cities, the husky is absolutely devastated. Then you see those videos of huskies, people who live in Minnesota and Maine and stuff like that, and their husky's just outside burying itself in the snow and won't come inside because they're so happy. I think the polar bear definitely wants to be cold.
Those two polar bears are miserable. That's what you're telling me.
Well, maybe the water is 30 degrees, 33 degrees.
So he jumps in the pool.
He's
like me to a hot tub. Yeah. He's like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Cool down. I think I don't know. They looked happy to me, dude. It was pretty sick.
Okay, as long as they looked happy.
Polar bears are dope, and that wasn't one where I was like,
was it huge?
Yeah. They're huge. Dude.
It's nuts how dangerous they are.
Bears, dude. Bears are crazy, bro.
But also a polar bear, specifically.
I know, dude.
Like, I've come across a black bear in my time up in Maine, and those things are little bitches, dude.
Yeah.
You just yell at it, it runs away.
I know.
But we're talking a grizzly, a polar bear.
You kidding me? Stand between a polar bear and his cold tub. Watch what happens.
You're not making it out of that, brother.
Watch what happens.
So you had a good time.
It was great, dude. High recommend. Zoo's a blast. Could have stayed there for 3 more hours.
As long as they're happy.
As long as they're happy.
We like zoos.
As long as they're happy.
The only thing I will say about my weekend is I've ranted on this before. Actually, this is a good forum to say another Dan from here. Legitimately, wind is my least favorite thing on planet Earth. On planet Earth, nothing bothers me more than wind. We talk about all those little things that get under your skin. The predictive text last week we talked about gets under our skin. Nothing bothers me more than wind.
You've said this a million times to me.
I genuinely, Chris, I absolutely hate it. It makes my blood boil. And I posted it on my Instagram, on my personal Instagram, and I got a lot of support.
Yeah, I think
a lot
of people.
Dude, I've said it before. There are two things. If you are sailing, if you are on a ship with your friends sailing around, okay. If you're flying a kite, okay. I don't know what you're doing flying a kite if you're not a child. But otherwise, wind only does bad things. It ruins everything. Blows shit around. It makes everything dirty. It makes everything loud and obnoxious. If you're on the phone, it's a disaster. It makes everything colder. If it's a nice, warm, sunny day,
good one.
All of a sudden it's
Sucks.
cold. If it's cold outside, now it's freezing. It is awful, dude. Wind sucks. It just fucks everything up. I hate it. I'm canceling it. We're done with wind. The worst element.
I got to play golf at a few places this weekend. One of them was Coronado down in San Diego. Yeah. And it's this beautiful track it's Muni, but it's like right on the water in the bay, and it's really cool.
I bet the wind fucked up your whole round.
Dude, howling. So not only are you cold, but dude, it is hard to golf. Like you were hitting ball irons up in the air, and it's just like firing. And then Dan, it stops. Like I'll hit one, and then the wind stops.
Yeah.
And it's just 20 yards left because I'm like,
great, thank you.
Hit it. And it's like, no, we actually stopped for that second of time.
It's just terrible, dude.
It ruins most things.
It ruins days. It ruins lives.
Wow. Is it only kites
wind
and sailing?
caused the LA wildfires, dude.
That's a fact.
Fuck you, wind.
Is it only kites and sailing?
One person said you're standing on an elevated tee box on a par 5 with a straight fairway, wind at your back. Kind of nice.
I just complained about golf too, but that is kind of nice.
But that's so rare.
What about is it cool ever? Okay, what about this?
Wind turbines, bullshit. It's been proven they are the least efficient source of natural energy.
What about
bullshit?
This? What about this? Fall day in New England, wind gusts, leaves swirling magically in the sky.
That's a breeze.
Come on.
We talked about it. A breeze is okay. Maybe on a really hot day, a nice breeze comes out, and you're like, oh, there's a nice breeze.
Yeah, breeze, so I don't think you can do
breeze
this. Breeze
blows a nice smell.
Yeah.
But wind, once it cranks up to wind, disaster, because it ruins everything.
That's not fair. Breeze is wind.
No, it's not. They're two different words for a reason.
This is ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous at all. A breeze is clearly, it's a breeze. It's a light breeze. The word light often introduces the word breeze. You don't hear about light wind, do you? I think one thing that wind does is it's pollinates, like it spreads pollen and seed, and it like helps with planting flowers and vegetation, I suppose. But I don't need that.
So this says
that's going to happen anyway.
Breeze is a type of wind.
Yeah, well, of course that's what a dictionary.
No, this is AI, dog. A breeze is considered a light wind, meaning it is a gentle air current, while wind can refer to
what do you
air
think
movement
AI
of
is
any
pulling
strength.
from, dude? You think
not the dictionary?
Yes, it is. That's all AI is. It's the best search engine that exists.
Yeah, it's not reading the dictionary.
Yes, that went to dictionary.com.
No. This says, Dan, weather reports often use breezy to describe wind speeds in the moderate range, parentheses, around 15 to 25 miles per hour. And windy is for higher speeds.
So wind is just tornadoes, according to this.
Dude, wind is you have been blown.
Must be a tornado, otherwise
this
it's not
fucking planet.
We got to get back onto hockey talk, but I just needed to say, I needed to be clear, wind fucking sucks.
Wind sucks.
Okay. Guys, you know that we have teamed up with BetMGM for the entire season because they are the best sports book in the game. And when it comes to hockey, they're taking care of you better than anyone else. Right now, we've got a nice little promotion going on. We have got a second chance promotion. Every Wednesday, we're getting down with the first goal scorer bets. You can pick anyone in the league, any game. You pick that first goal scorer. Obviously, we want to hit that every single time. But here's what BetMGM is doing for you. If the player that you pick to be the first goal scorer scores second, you get your money back. Whatever stake you put in, you get that cash back. Unbelievable deal, because listen, sometimes you might not get first, but sometimes you will get second, and they're going to make sure that they just give you that stake back if that happens. So get in on Wednesdays and start ripping that first goal score, because BetMGM is hooking you up here. And then, as we've been doing, BetMGM is also giving you this unbelievable $1,500 bonus bet deal. You can sign up right now using promo code NETTERS, NETTERS. And whatever you make, the bets that you make, you can bet up to $1,500. And if you lose it, it goes right back into your account. $1,500 right back into your account. No book is taking care of you like BetMGM. We are heading into the playoffs soon here. We've got the trade deadline coming up in a few days. Hockey is hot in the streets. We've got tons of picks. We hit our unbelievable empty net bets this weekend. You got to join in on the train. Sign up now. And let's get rolling.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Call 1-800-327-5050 for Massachusetts. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP for Arizona. 21 plus only. Bet-Get offer only available in Arizona, Colorado, D.C., Massachusetts, Maryland, Michigan, North Carolina, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Virginia, West Virginia. Visit www.1800gambler.net for West Virginia. Please gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. This promotional offer is for new customers only, subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. U.S. promotional offers not available in Mississippi, Nevada, New York, Ontario, and Puerto Rico.
No more wasting time. Hockey talk, trade deadline. Let's go. I know you wanted to talk about the Jack Hughes injury, but we're just going to talk about that when we talk about the Devils. Okay. Jack Hughes got hurt, tangled in the boards with Jack Eichel. Absolutely.
All I want to say about it was, here we go again. Like, how many times have you said, I just need the kid to get through a season to show me that I know size doesn't matter. You're tough.
Right on the line of 100 points, too. Looks like Pasha's going to lose that bet.
Wow. Dagger.
Okay. Trade deadline talk. You want to start out with Frankie Boy's list?
Well, if we want. We don't have to go. I mean, a lot of the guys are guys we're going to talk about. So maybe we can just talk about the guys, and then we can go back to his top 10.
I think, why don't we rip down the list? You like the list. Why don't we rip down Frank Saravelli's top 45, and then we'll get in-depth on a few people.
Okay. Top 45 players who could be traded by Friday. This is in order. Okay?
Yep.
Number 1, Brock Nelson, pending UFA, $6 million AAV. Number 2, Scott Laughton. 1 year remaining, $3 million. Number 3, Brandon Tanev, pending UFA, 3.5. Number 4, Jake Evans.
Mention the teams, too.
Okay, sorry. Brock Nelson, New York Islanders. Scott Laughton, Philadelphia Flyers. Brandon Tanev, Seattle Kraken. Number 4, Jake Evans, center, Montreal Canadiens, pending UFA, 1.7. Number 5 on his list was Seth Jones, been traded. Number 6, Casey Middlestat, center, Avs, 2 years remaining at 5.75, which is such a fucking steal.
He's
7,
not really performing, though.
Bowen Byram, defense, Sabres, pending RFA, 3.85. Susie, Canucks, defense, 1 year remaining, $3 million. Raquel, left wing, Penguins, 3 years remaining, $5 million. Streaky, though.
Tough one.
10, Palmieri, right wing, Islanders, pending UFA, $5 million. Number 11, Armia, right wing, Canadiens, pending UFA, 3.4. Number 12, Besser, right wing, Canucks, pending UFA, 6.65. Number 13, Ryan Donato, center, Blackhawks, pending UFA, $2 million. Number 14, Nyquist, traded. Do you want to keep going?
No. Lot of players left.
Yep.
Lot of players left. Obviously, some big names. We've got big names like Alex Tuck. We got Elias Pettersson, Dylan Cousins. But that's Frank's top 14.
Yep.
Weird number that we just went with, but the list
It ended with someone being traded.
Yeah.
I like that.
Lot of names. Lot of names. We've got a lot of teams, and I want to talk about that really quick, and I want you to jump in.
Yep.
But I think teams is a huge thing to consider here. When you look at the standings right now, who are buyers, who are sellers, who are like the big sellers, who's really going to be hunting here? I look at big buyers, we're going to call. Toronto Maple Leafs. If this isn't the year to do it, I don't know what will be. Truly. That sounds so funny to say when you got like Austin Matthews and you got Mitch, but like, are you going to resign Mitch? That's part of the question. This to me is the best chance that they have had in a long time. They need to buy hard. I think the Panthers with Kachuk going out, they just got Seth Jones. They realize their window is like, you got to win again in this year or next year. Mm-hmm. They're big buyers. I love the Lightning as big buyers. They have emerged as phenomenal. Capitals. Buyers, not huge buyers.
Yeah.
You're so good, add a piece or two. Carolina needs to be big buyers. Devils, like we said, with Jack going down now. Huge question of what do you do? Do you think you can win this year? Do you think you can go to the Cup? Or are you super young and you go, just get back into the playoffs and we got to figure it out? Detroit has to be a buyer. Columbus, I think you're in the best sweet spot of all time at this point. Just stay in playoffs. In the East, Canadiens sell at the right price. Pittsburgh, sell.
Yep.
Boston, sell. Rangers, in my opinion,
Oh my God, dude.
sell. But I think they are so stupid, and they're like, JT is playing so well, and Zibanejad is playing so well with JT here. We should buy. Sell, you idiots. Buffalo, we'll get into. Crazy. Buyers on the West, Dallas, huge buyers. Winnipeg, huge buyers. Minnesota, you've got some interesting LTIR. I would be huge buyers. Vegas and Edmonton and Colorado, to me, got to be smart buyers.
Yep, and they will be.
And then the rest
I guarantee they will be.
are sellers to me.
Yep.
So,
Even Flames?
to me, the Flames are the Capitals of 2 years ago when the Capitals traded Orlov and Hathaway to Boston when they were like a bubble team, and everyone was like, "Whoa,
Why are you
what are you
selling?
doing?"
Yeah.
To me, Calgary is that where I'm like this. Could Calgary make the playoffs? Yes. Are they going to lose immediately in the first round? Also, yes. So if they have guys that they could sell for pieces, do it.
Okay.
I would not buy if I was Calgary. You aren't doing shit.
Yeah, I agree, but it's nice to get in if you're them. Like the Caps, I was kind of like, you have the playoff experience in that locker room. If you're the Flames, I'm kind of like...
To me, I look at the Flames and I look at their like youth and the Wolf situation. I'm like, you're going to get in next year or you're going to be in the conversation. Like, what does getting in and losing in the first round do? Nothing.
Experience. Come
Dude,
on.
It's
No, I disagree with that.
experience. What the
Playoffs
fuck do they
is
need
completely... Dude, playoffs is a completely different animal.
Yeah.
Good for the city, good for the team.
Obviously, I just, I don't like it. Yep. I certainly wouldn't buy and cost yourself prospects and players.
Yep, agree.
Okay. Are there players... We got to get organized here. What do you want to do here?
I think I would like to talk about I have some guys that I think are going to get moved, and I think you maybe do too.
I have a ton.
Okay. I'll go first. We can
Please.
go back and forth. I think that the New York Islanders are going to trade Brock Nelson.
Okay.
And do you?
I think they should.
Okay.
I think they should. Brock Nelson, to me, last year of a $6 million AAV contract, he's about to be 34 years old. He's also a 30-goal scorer every single year. There have been talks that the Islanders are considering re-signing him. He loves playing there.
Yes.
He would like to re-sign. My stance on Brock Nelson is if you're the New York Islanders and you are consistently in this position like assholes, why would you re-sign a 33-year-old player?
Correct.
I just don't think he is part of the future. If you were possibly going to win a Stanley Cup in the next 3 years, you do re-sign him.
Yep.
I do not believe that you are going to do that. So I would absolutely trade him, and I think there are so fucking many teams who could use him.
There are, and that's why I think it's actually going to be competitive.
Yep.
I have him landing with the Minnesota Wild.
Love the Minnesota Wild for Brock Nelson. Agree.
Eriksson Ek, 5.25. If he's not coming back this regular season, bang, long-term IR, stash that, bring Brock in. He's a Minnesota guy, first of all.
Yep.
And they could use that body there big time. Yep. This is a team that took a jump that we weren't really ready for. Everyone was kind of projecting next year for the Wild. If this is a guy that could come in, help you legitimately make a push right now, because this team, when they were firing to start the year, was as good as anybody, could make a push right now, and is a guy, Minnesota's future feels so close on the horizon that he could be a player for you in the next couple years. You know what I mean? You get him for this push right now, but it's not just and then he'll leave, or even if we are signing him, who the fuck cares? Disagree. This is a guy that could help you in the playoffs right now, and then if you sign a reasonable contract next year, as all that money's coming off the books and the cap's going up and all that shit, gets to play back at home and make Minnesota a threat over the next 4 years. That's maybe a lot for him, but 3 years, that's a fucking massive win. They might have to pay too much for their liking, because I think you're right. He's going to have a ton of suitors, and maybe that drives them out of the game. But I would look very seriously at that if I'm Minnesota, and that's where I like him going.
I like that a lot. I kind of hate how Florida and Vegas keep coming up for like all of these, pending UFA, older but like solid wingers. I do like Florida. Like
Yep.
with Kachuk going out for the rest of the regular season, I feel like Brock Nelson would be such a good player for Florida. Minnesota makes a ton of sense, and I do like it. It's almost like the Parise when he left New Jersey and went to Minnesota.
Yeah.
I'm like, Brock, go get traded to Minnesota and also sign.
Go home.
Like, just stay in Minnesota. I love that one a lot. Let's talk about John Gibson.
Okay.
John Gibson, he gets brought up every single year. He has 2 years after this under his contract at $6.4 million. Dostal seems to be like the guy in Anaheim. He's 24 years old, though. He's an RFA at the end of this year, which means he's going to sign. They obviously have a ton of cap space, and this is almost looking like a Boston Swayman Ullmark situation where it's like, well, if you sign, what if Dostal signs a 3-year by $6 million deal? Are you like, let's just keep riding? The Ducks are close to a wild card spot.
I know.
So do you just like believe in this situation? They did just pick up Husso from Detroit. I immediately was like, does this mean we're going to see Gibson moved? But people are saying, no. They've got an injury down in the AHL. That's what Husso is for. Either way, I think that there are a lot of teams who are playoff teams or bubble teams that could use a goalie. Detroit, Edmonton, obviously the ones that comes up all the time. Carolina for me. Montreal for me. Columbus for me. You look at Columbus, the fact that they are in the playoffs, Merzlikins is their guy. If you look at Merzlikins' numbers, they're not that great.
I know.
So part of me goes, could you go and get John Gibson for the next 2 years after this with this current Columbus Blue Jackets team at a $6.4 million cap hit and be like, oh, wow, this is amazing. I think there's a situation where obviously we see tandems are the new answer in the regular season, certainly in the NHL. Gibson, though, I'm like, you are not the guy in Anaheim. Like, it's Dostal. Dostal is the guy for them. I could see Gibson being like, Columbus, up and like, love what they're doing. I don't know, man. To me, Columbus, if they all of a sudden figured out a move and got Gibson in there to play with Merzlikins, like, you're in the playoffs and now you're dangerous.
Dude, this last year I was like, 10 goalies are getting traded, and like none of them did.
Yeah.
And I think you actually picked Gibson last year, and I didn't. This is the year, dude. We've been screaming a Gibson trade every year. Yeah. I'm telling you, bro, it's fucking happening this year. Edmonton seems so passionately committed to Skinner, like over and over every time this comes up. So I just can't see it being them.
I don't either. Like, to me, and also like with Skinner, with all the stuff that he's gone through with the fucking Kobe's guy, like the mental health coach, bringing in another starting goalie would destroy Skinner. So it's like, unless you trade him, which they aren't doing, I don't think. So I agree. I don't think Edmonton's
I just don't think
goalie.
it's them. And I actually really love the Columbus take, because there's a few of these bubble teams that I'm like, oh, that'd be good. It has to be Carolina, dude. If I am the Carolina Hurricanes, everybody's talking about like, well, what's Carolina going to do? You said they're going to be buyers, and I could see that. I actually read the other day that they were like, a prediction was they are going to extend Rantanen out of nowhere. Like, it's going to be like, boom, Rantanen extension coming from the clouds. And like, fucking maybe, dude. I don't know. Because clearly you have to be having that conversation. You have to be working your bag off to try to extend him or fucking trade him.
Yeah.
But if you are the Hurricanes, dude, and you've got Rantanen, you've got all your guys here, I'm sorry, because I really like Freddie Anderson. But it's just like,
Chris, I could not be more with you. Like, to me, it's like they're constantly like, can you win the cup?
Yeah.
And I think that they lose because they don't have a bona fide stud in net.
Trade for fucking Gibson. What would you say? 2 years left, 6-4 or something?
It's a great cap.
What are we talking about here, dude? And he's having a great fucking year. And Anaheim, they probably want a high price and like whatever, but it doesn't matter. You're the Carolina Hurricanes, dude. It doesn't matter anymore.
And no disrespect to Anaheim, but dude, a lot of people who try to shit on Gibson, they're like, oh, his numbers the last couple of years. If you put Gibson on a team with a good defense in front of him, I think you're going to be pretty shocked with Gibson's numbers.
Dude, it has to be Carolina. And I think I actually think it might happen this year.
Yeah.
Like, show me Gibson on Carolina and show the fucking Met that you're like, this is we are not fucking around.
Yeah.
Mikko Rantanen and Gibson in one deadline.
Let's talk about Mikko Rantanen since you just brought it up. Mikko Rantanen with the cap situation, $4.6 million cap hit for the rest of this year. He is obviously UFA at the end of the season. We don't want to spend too much time talking about it because we talked about it a lot last episode, but little scoop here. We are hearing that there's a chance these conversations of him not signing are coming up because he wants a bigger city. For various reasons, Raleigh might be too small of a place for him to consider signing long term.
I love Raleigh.
So, a big trade that we've heard Elliot Friedman say this. We've heard a number of people say this. LA seems to be a big option. The names that we're hearing in the LA possible trade are Brandt Clark, Quentin Byfield, and Adrian Kempe. Mm-hmm. I am going to release a hot take here that probably will get me called an idiot. I personally believe, on their own, from a solo standpoint, I think Adrian Kempe is a better natural goal scorer than Mikko Rantanen. LA's problem right now is goal scoring. Mm-hmm. Tons of people are going, oh, we need to come up with a long-term answer for that. If you trade for Mikko Rantanen and you're LA, I assume it means you are going, he's LA, big enough city, he's going to extend for 8 years. So you're like, Mikko Rantanen's our guy.
He's a cornerstone.
For the next 7-8 years. I would not, I like straight up with the fact that he is under contract, I would not trade Adrian Kempe for Mikko Rantanen. Flat out. Like, do not, that doesn't answer your problems. Your best center is 36, 37 years old. You have Quentin Byfield, who is supposed to be the heir apparent, but he's playing wing a lot. He's playing center. Like, you cannot be like, yeah, another wing solves our problems. Mm-hmm. The other one's Brandt Clark, Quentin Byfield. Quentin Byfield just signed a big contract. He's under term for a long time. Mm-hmm. Brandt Clark is team controlled, and he has been fucking amazing this year. And
God
he
damn.
is your answer when Doughty leaves.
Yep.
Like, you are so fucking lucky.
Yeah,
You've had Drew Doughty since 2008. And now all of a sudden this kid emerges. When Doughty gets injured, Brandt Clark gets a chance, comes up. He's running PP at his young age. Absolutely, you do not trade that person. So, again, that one to me is like a LA, if you do that, and it feels like such a classic desperate Kings move of being like, we're going to go get Rantanen. And I'm like, dude, no, that is not it. So, one to keep an eye on. Vegas obviously comes up with Rantanen all the time. I've heard the Jets possibly moving Ehlers and some other people. But again, I think the rumblings we're hearing of Rantanen not wanting to re-sign are true. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. I do also believe that they are looking at the situation, Carolina, going, we cannot fucking trade this guy unless it is a monster return. Unless it is a Matthew Tkachuk to Florida level deal where it's like, we got back stuff that is worth it to us. Either UFAs who are like, I will absolutely resign, or people under term. Otherwise, the deal's not going to happen.
Which is what they thought they were doing when they moved Natchez. Like, they were like,
I know.
And I was like, oh, whoops.
I know.
I'm with you so hard on the Kings thing because every time I'm looking at the Kings roster, you're going, God, they need a legitimate scoring threat to play with Kempe and Kopitar, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Because, like, I know Fiala had been in that spot in the past, but he hasn't been playing on that line that much right now, and it's like, you know, they're working it out. So if that's what you need, and obviously everybody, this is fucking fantasy football over again. Everybody wants to give up nothing to get someone sick back. That's not the way the world works. But the answer to who's a good goal scorer that I can play with Kempe and Kopitar isn't giving up Kempe. Like that now, whoops.
Again, I think that was like a, you know, like just a speculation rumbling, but like, yeah, like that one would be fucking
I'm like, oh,
so dumb.
You're fucked. So yeah, Rantanen, that will be fascinating to watch unfold over the next week. Because I'm like, if he stay, actually, dude, I would live if I'm Carolina if he fucking stays here and we make a cup run and he doesn't sign. You know, like I'd live with that more than I'd live with getting fleeced on a trade right now.
Honestly, I agree. Like we said, if you go through this cup run, they don't win the cup, and he resigns elsewhere, it's also a disaster. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I honestly think that is better. Keeping him and hoping to God that you win a cup and then losing him in free agency is not as bad as trading him for something not great.
It sucks.
All of the trade. I mean, like that is one. Mm-hmm. If you went Rantanen for Byfield and Brandt Clark, if I'm Carolina, I'm like this. Wow, it's a great deal.
Yep.
But again, if you're LA and you do that, you are so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
So
correct.
I am going to will that out of existence for obvious reasons.
Yep.
I would say, as much as I want it, because we know we love drama season, I would say he doesn't get moved because I don't think that there's a blockbuster deal out there that makes sense for every team.
Agree.
I really don't.
Agree completely. It was hard enough to make this one happen.
Yeah. Unless it's Pettersson.
Yeah.
But I don't think money-wise that would be difficult.
That'd be so fucked.
I want to move on to a couple Buffalo boys.
Okay.
Bowen Byram and Dylan Cousins.
Yep.
Let's get into those two. Something very interesting that has come out of Buffalo. Buffalo, last place in the Atlantic. Unbelievable.
How are you?
Unbelievable. Buffalo, we have heard, is not interested in picks and prospects anymore. They feel they have plenty of those. What they want are NHL-ready players. That feels insane to me because what Buffalo is doing is talking about trading Bowen Byram, talk about trading Dylan Cousins, talk about trading JJ Peterka. You are trading away all of your NHL-ready players, which you guys have been doing now for 5 years and watching them all go win Stanley Cups elsewhere. Yeah. So I am so confused by their strategy. Beyond confused. And I know the answer would be, we don't believe that players we have are a right fit. And I'm like, well, dude, they seem to be right fits everywhere else they go. So let's figure this out. Bowen Byram, 23 years old. He has 29 points, tied a career high in 58 games right now. He's a +7 on the last place Sabres. He's an RFA this summer. He has been playing first line all season pretty much with Rasmus Dahlin. In my opinion, he is going to be looking for first pairing money.
Yep.
They believe that they might not be able to afford that given Dahlin, Power, and Samuelsson all on hefty contracts. Can you also pay another, this will be your 4, I think Samuelson's something like 4.5, but I think Byram's going to be asking 8.
Yep.
8+. Now, Dylan Cousins, 7.1 mil AAV for 3 years after this season.
Is that it? I thought it was more, dude. It's crazy.
30 points and 11 goals this season. The obvious one, and we know per Elliot Friedman, per other people, per us, we know that Buffalo and Vancouver have been in talks multiple times this year. And the obvious trade that makes sense when you just look at that money very simply, a straight up Cousins and Byram to the Canucks for Elias Pettersson makes a ton of sense. Mm-hmm. A ton of sense. Does Elias Pettersson do it? Is the big question.
Yeah.
But Cousins, to me, is...
Yeah, Cousins signed till 2030.
Is it? It's more than 3. Oh, wait, no.
Is 5 years left. Dylan Cousins, 5 years remaining, 7.1 mil AAV.
So it's 4 after this year, or it's 5 after this year? That makes sense to be 5 after this year?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 after this year.
Jesus
UFA.
Christ.
UFA.
Okay, sorry, 5 after this year. Okay, here's my thing, dude. Dylan Cousins, I believe, is a good player.
Yeah.
But, again, 11 goals, 30 points this season. That's not great. You're like a 50-point guy. Bowen Byram, 23 years old. Bowen Byram is a very good defenseman.
Man, dude. Yep.
That is the one that I have sharp eyes on. Mm-hmm. And the RFA thing's very interesting. You would assume pretty much anywhere that goes, Bowen is like, yeah, I'll re-sign here.
Yep.
That one is one that I'm like, dude, sharp eyes on this.
Dude, you're so right about Buffalo, bro. Like, the entire team is on Frank's list, like, high. Cousins, Byram, Peterka, Tuck, and dude, Zucker. Like, I think they're actually going to trade Zucker.
Yeah,
like,
Zucker feels like an obvious one. And again, that's like, I have a bargain bin list.
Yeah.
I have a bargain bin list of guys that includes Zucker. It includes David Savard in Montreal, Mario Ferraro, Nick Bukestad, Ryan Donato, Jake Evans. I throw Armia in there. Like, a lot of these guys who are, going to be bottom 6 or bottom pairing guys that are like, yeah, you add some depth to teams that need it. Like Zucker to Washington is one. Like that Washington is in that camp of guys that I'm like, go get depth guys. Mm-hmm. Go get the Chris Kellys and Rich Peverleys that are going to help you win a Stanley Cup.
Yes, which they do, by the way.
Yeah.
And like, Zucker, define bargain bin. Is it contract?
Bargain bin to me is like, yeah, like your cap hit is under 5. You got a year left, maybe 2, but it's like UFA up to 2, and you're probably 30 years or older.
Zucker, 44 points in 54 games this year.
Amazing.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Playing on a 1-year deal. I'm like, if they're not going
to extend... And that's a 1-year deal, dude. Like, that's a first-round pick. I know that they're like, I don't want a first-round pick, but I'm like, dude, a team will give you a first-round pick for that. 44 points right now.
Like, if you're not going to... How fucking old is he, dude? If you're not going to extend him, 33, if you're not going to extend him, I'm like, move him, dude.
Yeah.
So that, I think, is insane. You just said... I
was talking about the Buffalo boys.
No, but your bargain bin...
Oh, yeah.
Evans. Jake Evans.
Yeah.
Number, what did I say, 4 on Saravelli's list?
Yeah.
Jake Evans, Montreal Canadiens center, pending UFA 1.7. Mm-hmm. I love him for Washington.
Yeah, bottom six.
Yep.
Like he's a
I
perfect
love him
bottom
for
six.
Washington.
I love that.
Do you think Ryan Leonard comes up?
Absolutely.
And do you think they might be less inclined to make a move because they're like, well, we're getting Ryan Leonard?
Well, it's a situation where I feel like they look at that as like that's a move for them.
Yeah.
Like you get Ryan Leonard. It's so funny at the beginning of the season we were talking about New York, and I was like, Gabe Perreault is going to be a playoff, and like maybe they bring him up.
Yeah.
They probably will bring him up. I know Gabe is going to leave after this year, BC, or I don't know that.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I mean, like if I'm New York, I'd almost be like, I do not want to bring Gabe Perreault up to this fucking dumpster fire, even if you make the playoffs. Like I think Gabe's a natural center.
Yep.
And now you've got Trocheck, Zibanejad. I know you moved Zibanejad to right wing, but like, yeah, you could put Gabe Perreault as your third line center with Trocheck and Miller as your top two centers, sure. And they probably will do that. But yeah, going back to Washington, you definitely look at Leonard as a trade deadline acquisition.
Yeah.
But I think you keep going. Like go get more people. I really, really want to talk about Noah Dobson.
Okay. Yep.
Noah Dobson, $4 million cap hit, RFA this summer. We talked about Dallas a little while ago. I still think that is a perfect fit.
Yeah,
I think
love
Dallas
that.
with Heiskanen going down, getting Dobson. I know Dobson's banged up, but he's coming back soon. I think that would be such a good pairing. I talked to you today about this. I absolutely love this one. Give me Noah Dobson on the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Dude, yeah. I have a Tampa one I want to talk to you about, but you like this. Go ahead.
Let's transition to that one after this. Tampa Bay Lightning, dude. If you look at their line combos right now, they are, in my opinion, one of the hottest teams in the NHL.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna make noise, man.
I think they are a middle six addition and possibly defense away from going, oh my God, you're going to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Not just make a run. You're going to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Vasi's playing out of his mind. Your top line is insane, but I do think they need middle six help. Middle six help. They've got some openings on wing in a big way where they could get a second or a third line winger that I'm like, oh, fuck. Mm-hmm. Their D is Victor Hedman and J.J. Moser, Ryan McDonough and Eric Cernak, Emil Lilberg, and Darren Radish. Mm-hmm. Dude, Noah Dobson coming in and being that right side D pairing with Victor Hedman, that to me feels like one of the more perfect pairings I've ever heard of in my life. Those two. And then you can just bump one of those guys down, add now to that depth. Holy shit, do I love that. Hedman and McDonough are both getting older.
Yep.
That feels like a guy that you make that trade, he's RFA, and you go, we're going to extend Noah Dobson. Like he's going to be a defenseman for us for the future.
Yep.
I love Noah Dobson to the Tampa Bay Lightning.
God, that'd be such a big move for them.
It would be such a big move.
But it's honestly, dude, we joked about this when they would win the cup. They never make a big move. Like
I know,
they
but
make
I
these
think
like middle moves that nothing matters.
But I think Dobson would be the sneaky move.
Yeah, it is. It
is a big move, but like this isn't a 73-point year Noah Dobson.
Correct.
This is like a
Good point.
sneaky move.
Good point.
I also love Yanni Gourde to them.
That was mine, dude.
What? Okay,
so, bro,
nice.
Yanni Gourde hasn't played. I wrote this down. Hasn't played since what? Jan 2nd, I think. Yeah, hasn't played since Jan 2nd. He had a sports hernia. But, dude, when he went out, he had 16 points in 35 games. But you go back to those Tampa years, he had that one monster year when he was 26. He had 64 points.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like 48, 30, 36. Like, he is a disruptor. Like, he's not ever going to pump in the score sheet. He is a perfect Tampa Bay Lightning playoff run, middle six, bottom six guy. And if I'm the Kraken, it's like he's hurt. He's not even going to play probably till the deadline. So if you're like, I can get something for him, that's a win. And if I'm Tampa, dude, I know exactly what I want. Like, I saw a bunch of reports that was like Marchand would be a great fit on Tampa. Of course he would. He just played with some of those boys. Like, that'd be awesome. But Tampa doesn't do that really. And dude, trust me, if they can get Brad for a deal.
Could you imagine Brad playing left wing with Cirelli?
Be incredible.
Fuck.
So like, if they can get them, they will do it. But they don't need, to your point, they don't need a Marchand to make themselves a cup threat.
Yeah.
They get a Yanni Gourde who fits in perfectly with Cooper and that system, knows a lot of the boys, and is like, let's fucking go. Let's run this back.
Yep.
That is a really great trade. And I know it's like the center depth is kind of fine already, but it's like you can find places for people to play like this. That one is just, it reeks so much to me of like, oh yeah, here go the Bolts again on their bullshit.
I know.
That's why it rings so true.
Yeah. Another one of those and we can transition this into a couple other teams. I think Trent Frederick is a great option for them.
For Tampa?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yep.
Trent Frederick is 2.3 AAV in a final year, UFA at the end of the year. He's 27 years old. He's having a rough year, but he adds so much size and grit. And he is the perfect type of disruptor player that I think would be great for Tampa. And the other team that, to me, makes so much sense for Trent is the Devils.
Yep.
I think the Devils are full
I like that a lot.
of small and shifty forwards. Trent Frederick in your bottom six is just, it's so perfect.
Yeah. Taking a quick break to talk to you guys about Bauer. I love Bauer gear so much. It's amazing. I've been a Bauer guy since the day I put on skates, and I'm a Bauer guy right now. And they've got everything, man. All the pads. I barely wear shoulders anymore, but my elbows, my shin pads, I might even get new shin pads because I've used mine so long, the elastic's going soft, and I go, Bauer, I need the freshest shin pads in the game. They go, no problem, already have them. Boom, here you go. So everything you want, head to toe, Bauer gear everywhere. And my favorite thing that we're rocking right now is the Twitch. Absolutely insane stick. Okay, it's got the Twitch Taper Tech. It's 345 grams. I can barely feel the thing. I have a Synergy still. No joke. I still have an old original Sakic Synergy in my garage. And I picked it up and held it next to the Twitch. It's a joke. I should be weightlifting with the Synergy compared to the Twitch. That's how nuts this thing is. I'm serious. And everything about it, it's got enhanced protection so it's not going to snap. It's got more pop in your shot with this flex and then reverb, dude. It fires back so quick. All the game now, because I think the Twitch, I've got a 77. I think the highest they offer flex-wise is in the 80s, and that's because the shot, the way you shoot the puck has changed. It's not this huge load wrist shot anymore. It's you got to be able to stick handle right here and get that shot off like that in a phone booth, and that is exactly what the Twitch is built for, literally. That is exactly what it's for. So go to Bauer.com, check out everything they've got, but get your hands on one of those Twitch sticks. You are going to love it.
I think he fits perfectly with that roster. I think it's a move that makes sense. I think the Devils have picks, prospects in the category that Boston desperately needs. To me, I'm like, oh my God, dude, that the Devils and Trent Frederick make so much sense that I'm like, what are we doing here?
Come on.
Make that trade right now.
Yep.
We talked about Jack Hughes going down with an injury. I think that's going to drastically change what they're doing here. We don't know. We haven't heard anything yet on Jack Hughes. It looked like a broken wrist to me.
Yeah.
That was such a weird collision, but again, I think they need size. And I think they need bottom six depth. And I would say scoring. And, you know, Trent had career highs last year. I think he had 18 goals. I think he has like 7 this year. He's having a tough year. But I do just think he is a great option for them.
That's really good.
Great option.
Where are you at on Raquel?
Okay, I'm glad you brought up Raquel. Raquel is in this category for me of difficult but attractive players. 3 years left at $5 million.
Yep.
Super palatable.
Great.
Super palatable. But this guy is like, Rickard Raquel is like a 30-goal guy. 6 times he's had over 20 goals. I think he's 30 years old. Is that right?
I'll
30
check.
or 31. I think he would cost a lot. 3 years at $5 million. And if this guy is like
31.
this, 31 years old? Yeah, 31 years old, 3 years left on that deal, and he's going to be consistently pumping you in 25 to 35 goals every year at $5 million with the cap going up. That is going to be a hefty price tag.
That might be a boost, though, on the goals.
He's had 20 goals 6 times in his career, dude.
I know. But you know, he's only scored 30 when he was 23 and 24. It hasn't since. Like, you know, it might.
But he's going to this year.
He's going to this year. Yep. So good point. I think, dude, I was reading a report that was like Pittsburgh won't sell him, and we always talk about this where we're like they just got to keep Crosby happy too, and Crosby's clearly having fun with him this season. But I'm like, Raquel is a pretty streaky scorer, and I'm like, trade him right now, dude. Like this is peak Raquel. He hasn't scored 30 goals since he was 20 fucking 3. He's gonna do it right now. I'm like, trade him. Trade him right now. Like, what are you going to wait till next year when he only scores 24 and you're like, fuck?
Dude, it is, like, to your point, it is the best time ever to sell this guy.
Jesus Christ, what are we talking about?
I stand by with Pitt. Like, what the fuck are we doing, man? Like, you guys are so stupid. Like,
it's insane, Dan.
Stop doing this. Like, we just got to keep Sid happy. No, dude, you guys are spiraling into obscurity. You need to sell.
And, like, we've just been talking about teams that can use a high-scoring winger. Like, It would be fucking, and you're right, he's going to cost a lot. So it's not Rantanen, but like if the Kings got Raquel and put him on the line with those boys, I'd be like, great. You know, like there are teams that can use this exact thing.
It's interesting. I really love, I like Minnesota with their LTIR for Raquel. I really like Florida. And then Utah is one that came up. Raquel is an interesting, like they could flip like Michelli and a pick. And Utah could take on Raquel as like and we're like, you're part of this project for the next 3 years. I love Utah for Raquel.
I actually, Dan, good call here. I kind of I've slept on Utah where they were at, but their ownership has already proven that they're going to make big dick moves. So I wouldn't be that shocked if out of nowhere they made a huge play here. Even with the future in mind, you know, not even trying to push this year, just like, okay, this is what's happening.
Yeah. I've got a couple more that are really interesting. I want to talk about Toronto.
Okay, please.
Like I said, I think this is Toronto's best chance. It might be their best chance they ever have. Sounds crazy.
I know.
But you've got Tavares and Marner becoming UFA. I think that there is no fucking planet on Earth that both of those guys come back.
Agree.
I'm going to say this. I am hearing if Mitch Marner does not re-sign, there is a very, very, very significant amount of interest coming from the New Jersey Devils.
In the offseason?
In the offseason.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying any tampering's going on, but for those who remember, your boy over here did break Pesci signing with New Jersey. And I'm just saying, I think if he gets to UFA, keep eyes on that.
Yep.
I bring that up as to say there is definitely a chance that he doesn't come back. So this is a big window. You look at that roster, what do they need? In my opinion, they need a third line center.
Okay.
They improve depth down the middle, and I think they are fucking scary as hell. You add a very, very significant third center to this group, and they will not be bullied by teams. They will not struggle on secondary scoring. They will also not struggle on line matching. I think a name that people love is Braden Shen.
Yep.
Braden Shen is a tough one as well, though.
I know, dude.
$6.5 million cap it for the next 3 years, and he's got a full no move. However, obviously knows Berube very well. That one is interesting, but it would cost a fuck ton. Now, what do they have? Not a first-round draft pick. They do, however, have good prospects. They have Cowan, which is interesting, and I just think there's a world where if they can make the money work, St. Louis could see that as a good opportunity to build around Thomas and Kyrou, look towards the future, look towards youth with Montgomery, and possibly get a huge return. You could do a 2026 first-round pick as well as Cowan and maybe some of these guys.
Yeah.
But, again, got to make the money work. But I think some of these centers that are available, if you look at that number, I think Brock Nelson, you know, if you're playing center, if you're playing third-line center for the Toronto Maple Leafs, that's another interesting one. But I could see Tree Living and Toronto doing something monster to make that depth in the forward group, especially down the middle, so significant that all of a sudden they become a favorite in the East.
Yeah, especially because I would say last year they didn't really go huge splash.
Didn't go that hard.
Right, because after Dubas the year before was like, you know,
you went and got like O'Reilly. Was that
and
2 years
the
ago?
defenseman, it was like McCabe, like everybody's like bringing it all in. Boom. No, actually, they got out of the first round, but nothing, swept. And then pretty calm last year, first round exit. So I actually agree with you where it's like you kind of got to go, you got to show the fan base something of like, here we go.
I think this is it. Again, like Tavares Marner,
with
UFA,
the contracts.
I think this is it.
I like the take, dude. I think, and I think they will. I don't know if I have a pick because, like, is it? I was just looking up their lines. Like, is it center? I guess because like Nick Robertson, dude, asked for a trade a year ago, and then this year, Berube was kind of like, "Listen, you are going to get more burn," and he's been good, and now he said, "I want to stay."
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, he's probably not on the way out. Max Domi, you have slotted in at 3C. and was fucking great in the playoffs last year, by the way.
He sure was.
And has been pretty good. And then Holmberg, we just talked about, has been fucking awesome on the wing this year. And I love Matty Nyes. You know, like I'm not,
Yeah, you're not trading Matty Nyes. He's having the best year of his career. He's definitely one of these prospects that people are like, or not prospects. He's definitely one of these players that is like, that could be a trade piece, but I don't think that they will move him.
So it's kind of interesting where I'm like, God, dude, like what do the Leafs even fucking need, dude? You know, like
I think it's a third center.
Yeah.
Look at Max Domi's stats, dude. Like that is not it. Like sure, he had a great playoff last year. You also lost in the first round. Couldn't have been that fucking great.
But because everyone else blows, and he was giving what you're asking for.
That's the thing that doesn't matter, dude. Is like it's if you can improve him there.
Yeah.
And like you look, he's not having a good year.
Yeah, 24 points.
It's pretty simple.
Bro, he had 72 one year.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's absurd.
God, he blacked out. That was crazy. What a season.
Okay. I'd like to talk about my Red Wings.
Okay.
And I'd like to talk about a deal that I think makes a lot of sense, one that I really want. I have said the Red Wings, to me, making the playoffs is everything. I think Talbot is your goalie for this year.
Yeah.
I think Kosa is your goalie of the future. Mm-hmm. So don't panic and do anything unless there's a situation where there's a good deal where you do get a Gibson who's under term and you're like, this is our guy for the next 2-3 years. But I would believe in Kosa and I wouldn't do anything crazy because Talbot has been solid. To me, I look at their roster and I need another center. I need someone to help Dylan Larkin.
Yep.
I think there's an interesting opportunity to buy low on Trevor Zegras.
Yeah, there is.
I really like Trevor Zegras not in Anaheim. I think the time is up in terms of he's got 16 points in 34 games. I don't think it's going to work there. I think he needs a change of scenery. I think he needs a change of pace. And I think a good GM, a good captain, that's no disrespect to Gudis or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, I think surrounding him with good hockey people is going to get Trevor Zegras back to the all-star caliber player he is. He's familiar with Dylan Larkin. I think Detroit would be a great city for him. He's obviously familiar with Michigan in terms of the U.S. Dev program. I think buying low on Trevor Zegras wouldn't cost them too much. And him going like this with Trevor, going second line center.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
You're playing between DeBrincat and Kane.
I
love
love
JT
it,
Compher too, but yeah.
I love Compher too, but Compher is, to me, he's a Charlie Coyle. You are a perfect third line center.
Yep.
I love that opportunity. I think it would be great for him. He's got 1 year left at $5.7 million. And I think it's also a move where I'm like, you got better with him. Even with his down year. I think you get better and you have an opportunity to stay here in the playoffs hunt. To me, I fucking love it. We've been talking about where he could possibly exist.
Yeah.
I think Trevor Zegras needs like a hockey town. And I love that move.
Do you think they move him this deadline?
I do not know. I would guess no. I think it's probably more likely a summer move. But again, I don't know what they're thinking, but I have said a number of times on here, I love Trevor Zegras and I believe in Trevor Zegras. I believe his best path forward is not with Anaheim. I think he needs a change of scenery.
Yeah. I'm worried. Me too, completely. And I think they are a little afraid of that, if you know what I'm saying. I think they go, so we look like fucking morons if we go, Zegras just needs a trade of scenery. Didn't work out, change of scenery. Didn't work out here. They trade him to Detroit. He lights it up with DeBrincat and Kane, and they make the playoffs, and he becomes the 80-point guy we always knew he would be, and then they go, that was fucking stupid.
Well, that's so fair, Chris, but that's life, right? Like
Yep.
that's just some players. It's happened to Buffalo a billion times.
Yeah. But we're making fun of them too.
Yes,
you know?
but I'm already making fun of Anaheim.
Yeah.
Like you had this kid who had back-to-back 60-plus seasons, and now look at him. Mm-hmm. You don't think that that's maybe, possibly with what's going on in Anaheim as well as the
Yeah.
like, to me, what do? You keep him for next year and he has another year like this and then he walks for free?
Yeah.
You look stupid anyway. At least do something. And I think if you trade Trevor Zegras, you're going to get a decent amount. It's not like you're buying.
Get something back.
It's not like you're selling crazy low. Look, we've talked about it. It is a seller's market. Trevor Zegras is like I said, former back-to-back 60-plus point scorer and super young.
Yeah.
On a
dynamic, dude.
So you're not going to get nothing for him. You're going to get a good amount for him.
I think I'm really interested to see what Detroit does, because you go last year they didn't do anything at the deadline. Remember, we were like, get the goalie, make this push, and they didn't do anything, and then they miss playoffs. Mm-hmm. And we were all kind of, the fans were hitting us up like, dude, I'm questioning Yzerman now all of a sudden. And especially to start this year, here come all the boo birds. But it's like now they're right in the hunt. You're right with Kopp being out, center's an issue.
Yep.
But I think blue line's a bit of an issue too. So
but you've got Sandin Pellikka coming up, who I think is one of the best players drafted last year. Like I love. Oh, here's another one for you. So I said I want to talk about my Red Wings. I completely agree with you. You know who I love for the Detroit Red Wings?
Who?
Brandon Carlo.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Brandon Carlo, Brian Dumoulin with Anaheim as well. That might be a Dumoulin and Zegras for stuff.
Can you imagine? That'd be sick.
I agree. They need a second, third pairing, just good lockdown defenseman. Brandon Carlo is exactly that.
So I almost would want to put my attention there if I'm Detroit to just kind of shore that up a little bit. But I'll be interested to see. I think my knee jerk would have said, Stevie Y goes, my team's on the floor. I like what I have here.
And I disagree with that.
But I know. But because he did that last year at the deadline, it makes it harder to do it. It's just the same thing we just said about tree living.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know that you can just do that again for fear of missing again / for fear of losing in the first round again.
Yeah.
So I would expect something. But Detroit fans listening, and you've gathered this, I guess Zegras would actually be pretty splashy, but I wouldn't expect anything major. I think it's a depth center, depth D is what you're looking at if Yzerman makes a move. He's too calculated to be going crazy.
Again, I think my point is Zegras isn't crazy. I understand that the name is so big, but I don't think it would be a crazy trade.
Me neither, and I think that would be exciting. I'm not even counting that as a win for me. I'm saying if they do get Zegras, Detroit fans, you get to go, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Versus I'm saying just expect that's an interesting move. Let's hope it helps.
I've got one more name, but I want to give you the floor. I feel like I've been rattling off.
No,
ideas.
I only had a few predictions. One that I liked too. Vegas is going to do something, and I can't quite figure out what it is. I've been trying to. Is that what yours is about?
Nope.
I've been trying to land some predictions in there. I read one thing about Brandon Tanev, and I like that for them actually.
Tanev's a bargain bin guy for me. And when I say bargain bin, again, it has nothing to do with the player. I think all of these players are guys that can help a team win a cup. But yeah, Tanev to me needs to be a Vegas where it's or a Colorado, frankly, where I'm like, you are not going to be super important on this team as far as we're relying on you to do a ton of stuff. It's like, come here and just play your game.
Dude, come here and kill penalties. Yeah. That's why I actually like Tanev for Vegas so much, because them, similar to Tampa in their peak, doesn't need anyone flashy. They won the fucking cup with Jack Eichel at 66 points. They're like, dude, we are looking for a guy that we have a need, we plug in, and you do this job, and now we are a well-oiled machine that just fucking rolls 4 lines down your fucking throat all playoff series. And Tanev's a guy that could do that, so I like that for them. I think the Flyers are going to sell people. I like Lawton. I forget what I said. He was on Saravelli. He was second on Saravelli's list.
Yeah, Lottie's interesting. What's his deal? He's got a couple...
1 year remaining, 3 AAV.
As in he's UFA at the end of the year?
No, that would be pending UFA.
Yeah, okay,
so 1 year remaining, 3 AAV.
Yeah.
Love that. And I don't know if Ristolainen is on here, 22. 2 years remaining, as in 22 on Saravelli. So it's 2 years remaining, 5.1 AAV.
Yeah.
I actually saw both of them to the Jets. And I actually really like that.
I would love that.
You know what I mean?
Holy
just
shit.
a little pop, Dan, of
holy shit.
Can you imagine?
That would be so good there.
So I think that's something I have big time eyes on, because it's that just checks so many boxes in terms of they got who'd they play in the first round?
Who, the Jets?
Yeah.
Didn't they lose to
Colorado?
No, because Colorado.
It was Vegas, Dallas.
I think it was Colorado.
So they lost to Colorado?
Yeah, I think
Does that
so.
make sense? Look that up. But either way, the point is that team is so deep, that Jets team. Look, and they've had good luck, they've had good health. Gabe's going, AI's going.
Vegas lost in the first round to Dallas. Sorry, Winnipeg lost in 5 to Colorado.
Yeah, smacked.
Brutal.
So it's just those two guys, fucking playoff grit, dude. So show me a Lottie and Ristolainen into the Jets, and now you're cooking in Winnipeg.
That's very interesting. I like that one a lot. Okay, last guy that I really want to talk about is Besser.
Yep.
Brock Besser. Sounds like Vancouver and Besser had an impasse with a contract extension. $6.6 million AAV, UFA this summer. He's got 18-18 in 58 games. Besser is, I think, such a good player.
Yep.
I think he's having a slightly down year. He obviously scored 40 a couple of years ago. Maybe that was last year. I think that was last year he scored 40.
Yeah.
So many teams could use Brock Besser. Los Angeles is the answer, in my opinion.
Ooh.
It's the name.
That would actually be nice.
It's the name. I think it's the one no one's really talking about. I think when you're LA and you look at it and you're like, what do we need? I'm like, it's exactly that.
Yep.
Again, what we keep running into is like some of these guys, they're on these cap hits that I'm like, you need to do something to make it work. LA would need to do something to make it work. And it is such a seller's market, dude. Like these deals are going to cost so much. And LA is in this weird spot, dude, where, I said yesterday on Hockey Talk, I think the scoring that LA desperately needs is on the team. Mm-hmm. They're just not going. There are just guys that aren't going like they should be. So the question is, do you unfortunately have to lose some of those guys to make a deal like this happen? And it goes into what you always bring up with LA is like, dude, do you trade a guy who you know is really good for you that's having a not great year to bring in someone who is going to add some of that scoring? And then next year, they're a UFA. Like this summer, that player you traded for is UFA. You don't know if you can bring him back. And now also you've lost that player that you had under term and you didn't win the cup. I am so big on like teams need to be so honest with themselves of like, can we win the cup this year?
Correct.
Because if you're trading future, not for we are going to try to win the cup this year, I think you got to be so careful with trades, especially if you're not prospect and pick rich. Mm-hmm. Teams that are prospect and pick rich, in my opinion, like Detroit, is where I am like, make a deal. Like maybe lose a first round pick for Trevor Zegras. I don't think it would cost that, honestly. Mm-hmm. But like maybe if it did, I'm like, I wouldn't care if that got you a guy that you're like, no, this is an answer for the future. And we weren't going to win the cup this year anyway. LA is in this weird middle ground where I'm like, do you think you can win the cup? I know guys in that team are like, yes.
Yeah.
Can they? I don't know.
But also remember, just think about that. We just said last week that this feels one of the more open years in a while.
Yeah.
So maybe a couple years ago, you go, we can't win the cup unless we're one of these three teams.
Yeah.
This year, I think it might open up more trading because people go, we could though.
Definitely.
We actually could win the
Definitely.
cup with one piece. The last thing I wanted to hit was Marchand. I know we had talked about what should the Bruins do.
Yeah, this is a good transition because the one thing I wanted to finish up with was sellers. Obviously, we've got a lot of teams here that we consider buyers. I would like us each to hit 3 teams that I'm like, you are smashing the sell button as hard as humanly possible.
Okay. The Boston Bruins is one for me.
Who are you selling on the Boston Bruins? Again, it hurts.
It sucks, dude. I like so many of those people. I would sell. I'd sell Freddie if you get something right for him. I would sell Brad if, like we talked about, if he is okay with it. If he's like, okay, yeah, sure, because I think you would get something great for him. I would sell. We talked about this off air, so I don't want to steal your thunder. But if you could get return, I would sell Lindholm, Elias.
I agree.
Just because you go. And what is it? What did we say it was? 7? What's he getting?
7.75.
So that's a lot, but the cap's going up, and it's not that bad. Like, that's not that much. But my fear is you, as the organization, were banking on with Pasta, he accesses that 80-point guy again. And tough year all around, by the way. Tough year all around for the Bruins from the top down, Dan. So I hesitate to go, this is who these guys are. I'm not sitting here going, this is who Jeremy Swayman is now that he's signed. I'm like, it's a bad year. Everybody had a bad year.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hang Lindholm on this one season. But I didn't see that 80 point. I didn't see enough to be like,
dude,
next
like
year
the
you're an
first
80-point
5
guy.
games, I was like, he's great fit.
Yeah.
After that, he hasn't even sniffed it.
Because it's not like Pasta's not going,
Yeah. Pasta's on pace for 101 points. Fucking insane.
Dude, he is a fucking mutant. and it is crazy. And I know Lindholm didn't get to play with him that much. It's not like he was always. Yeah. It's like that's not like I don't want to call him out for that reason either. But that's something I could move on from. They're in trouble though, bro.
They're in big trouble.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it is.
Yep.
This is what I would have to say for the Boston Bruins. I think you are in the biggest sell period that you've been in the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Marchand, I don't want to waste any time. You keep him for as long as he fucking wants.
Do you think they're going to trade him, though? That's what I'm asking.
It's as long as he wants. It's not him. Do I think they're going to trade him? I know you're asking the same thing. Do you think he is going, I would like to be traded?
Yeah.
No, I do not.
So you think he stays?
I think
on the
he
team?
stays.
Yep.
If I'm the Boston Bruins, I'm actively shopping Charlie Coyle. I think you would get such an insane return for him. I am actively shopping, but not necessarily eagerly shopping Pavel Zacha because I love Pavel Zacha's age and I love his contract end term.
Mm-hmm.
I am 100% fire sailing Trent Frederick and Morgan Geekie.
Oh, Geekie would be great because he's having such a good year.
He is having a fantastic,
a good year.
This last half of the year, he has come alive in a big
amazing
way.
Dude.
I think you would be shocked with the return you're going to get from Morgan Geekie.
He could help somebody too, man. That's actually really
Absolutely.
interesting. How old is he? Yeah, he's 26. He's fucking kidding me.
I would actively be shopping Brandon Carlo, and I would actively be shopping / listening on the 2 new contracts, Zadorov and Lindholm, like you said.
Yeah.
Like, those would be, you are selling so low. But I think that those 2 contracts have been really brutal. Obviously, this year just sucks. But
Sucked.
I don't think either players have really settled in like we thought. And there have been some talks that the Bruins believe. We heard that Nashville is not fire sailing.
Mm-hmm.
Nashville is going, we're going to make some little moves here, but we're going to regroup this summer. We've heard the Bruins are having the same discussion. Dude, that would be such a mistake in my opinion, and I don't think you can look at what Don Sweeney and Cam Neely have done over the last 5-6 years and trust that they're like, yeah, we're just going to regroup.
Yeah.
It's so impossibly foolish to me that I'm like, dude, if you let these fucking guys keep their job, if you miss the playoffs this year and you just let them regroup this summer, welcome to obscurity, you fucking idiots.
I barely trust a rebuild though.
No, I mean, either.
You know what I'm saying? Like I have instilled no confidence that anything about this current organization. What's that? That's I know this is in Red Rising too, but I know it's in actual history. It's like some people are only good in wartime. Like that's a good leader for wartime and peace. No,
it's the Dark Knight Rises. Dude.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, they're talking about Jim Gordon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a wartime commissioner.
He's a war hero.
Yeah. This organization, this front office, because there's a lot of shit talk on our page everywhere about this front office of the Bruins. I want to say this front office of the Bruins oversaw an incredible run of success.
Well, yeah, regular season success.
Yeah,
dude.
fair.
I think there are infinitely more failures than there are successes from this front office. Infinitely more.
Fine. But my point is this. I feel as though they take too much shit for their entire tenure. You want to be mad right now? Fine, so am I. But too much shit for their entire tenure. But I totally view this as thank you for your service when we were a top juggernaut and you really worked hard to bring in those deadline guys like an Iginla, like a Yager, whatever, and keep the team relevant for as long as we did. We are now entering a new era where your expertise is no longer valuable. Like I need someone else that can break this down, retool, rebuild, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But this is someone else's job.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to just quickly run down all the teams that are currently out of playoffs.
Yep.
And I want you to tell me what you think their selling level is.
Yep. Out of 100? Out of 10?
Yeah. Or you don't even need to rank it. Like just like quick words.
Yep.
Ottawa, currently out of a playoff spot.
They're not selling.
Yeah. I think that they should in
that
fact
might
be looking
goodbye.
at buying.
Yeah.
New York Rangers.
Sell, you idiots.
Sell. Boston Bruins, we just said. Montreal.
Sell, but only like Jake, like if
smartly sell.
Yeah,
right?
like if some people want your depth.
Sell the expiring UFAs.
Yeah.
That you're like, they're not part of the future.
Yep.
Flyers.
Sell.
Islanders.
Sell.
Penguins.
Sell. They're not going to, but just sell.
Sabres.
Sell, but it's actually, and I would go nuts. Like all those names we named, I would literally sell everybody, which is so insane because you're like, what happened? How did we not get nothing out of this? But I'm like, well, you did get nothing out of it, so they all need to go.
Van.
Sell, dude. Nightmare.
Right?
Nightmare.
Blues.
I wouldn't go crazy. Like if someone gives you wows you for Shen, then fine. But like
Smart sell.
Yeah.
Is where I'm at with them. Utah.
Not sell.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think that there are a couple of people whose value, so I'm putting them in smart sell.
Yeah. I'm putting them in buy.
I think their value is so high right now, and I would go, are you part of the future? I look at Lawson Krause.
Yeah.
Good year.
Yep,
I'm
yep.
like, are you part of the future? 'Cause
Yep.
someone would pay for him. So I'm putting smart sell.
Buy.
Ducks.
Sell. I'll say smart sell because I'm like literally trade Gibson. Gibson's already on Carolina. That's a check. And then Zegras is already on the Red Wings. That's a check. After that, I think you're okay. Maybe Dumoulin. So smart sell, but don't blow it up. I'm very happy where the Ducks are.
Kraken.
I would sell, and that sucks. But there are guys that I think they can get stuff for, like we mentioned.
Preds.
Well, I guess they're not because we got a scoop.
Yeah.
And you know what? I thought for a stretch there, I thought that was stupid when we first heard that. I was like, that's so dumb. But I'm kind of now, maybe delusionally, like this did just need a year so much change happened and there was so much hype from the way they finished 2 seasons ago that I'm like, you know what? You guys might be okay next year. If you do just regroup. I might be fucking made a fool again next season when they finish last, but I'm willing to buy their
For me, I'm big on see what's out there.
Yeah.
See what people are possibly willing to pay, but
Yeah.
I don't think people are going to be willing to pay because they're just in like a weird contract. Like
Yeah,
everyone's playing badly and they are not great contracts.
Yeah.
And then Blackhawks and Sharks.
Sharks, no for me because you already sold Granny.
I hold.
Me too. Like I heard they're going to shop Mario, but like,
and they've got such good vibes in that locker room. I'm like, nope, there's no need.
Yeah. So I actually am like, dude, you're chilling. And then the Hawks, like they traded Seth already and Taylor Hall already. Like I guess
like
if people
Donato,
want, oh yeah,
Donato.
Sure.
I'm like trade Donato.
Yeah.
Yep. Like again, it's like
shit show though.
Yeah. All right. Deadline, absolutely insane. Like we said, I think the fact that the cup race is so open, I think it makes the deadline so open. Like there's so many buyers.
Sick.
I think the biggest takeaway for me is we're going to keep an eye on all of these names that we just said. The biggest takeaway for me is based on the market, I need to see some GMs with some balls this week, dude.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
Based on the market, and by that I mean, Chris, balls to sell.
Yes.
The price, like people are paying, dude. Paying for players right now. If you are a selling team, like we just mentioned, some of these sell teams, take the fucking money and run. You have such an opportunity. It felt like last year, the deadline was so stingy.
Mm-hmm.
I think now, dude, with the cap going up, I think because of how open it is, teams are going, I'm going to pay because I got a shot here.
We got a chance.
Sell, dude.
Dude, you know what else I read too, Dan, which was cool? The schedule, maybe because of Four Nations, I don't know, but the schedule got so jam-packed leading up to the deadline that it has made it advantageous for teams to wait closer to, remember we kept seeing huge deals, and we have seen a few obviously already, but we kept seeing huge deals well before the deadline, so it made the deadline not that exciting. This year, so many teams are on the bubble that they're trying to wait as long as possible to see what am I a buyer or a seller, that I actually think we have a chance to see this week, deadline week fireworks for the first time in a couple of years. So I'm rooting for it.
Yep, need it. All right, little palate cleanser to finish up the episode. We've got some awesome chats with some of our friends at the Bauer Stick Soiree. We've got Leo Carlson of the Anaheim Ducks. We've got Kayla Barnes of Montreal Victory of the PWHL. And we got our boy Zach Bell, always hockey, popping on, chatting with us. Take it away.
Here we are at what is it called? Stick Soiree?
The Bauer Stick Soiree.
We're here at the Bauer Stick Soiree. How you feeling?
Pretty good.
That's
Pretty
great,
good,
dude.
yeah.
That's great. What time was practice today?
Ooh, 1:30 maybe? 1:45?
Yeah, so you came right here.
Yeah.
Good for
came
you,
right
man.
Yeah.
How's it been so far, dude? I mean, you are the youngest player here at
Yeah.
Four Nations. Unbelievable honor to be on this team,
cool.
playing with all these legends.
Yep.
Has this been a blast?
Oh yes, it's been fun. I don't think I know anybody before. Maybe I know Brody and X and Egg before.
Sure.
So met a couple new guys, of course. Some legends too. It's been good so far. Just watched the Canada game. Like the atmosphere was insane.
It was
Oh my
crazy,
God, man.
dude.
Just when Mario just walked on the ice.
Yeah.
Wasn't that fucking nuts?
Dude, got
Here-
goosebumps watching that.
Hearing them
Truly.
cheer for Sid and then for
Oh,
Mario,
yeah,
I was
it
like,
was-
this place is gonna explode.
I know.
It was unbelievable.
Just goosebumps.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Then they booed out our players.
Yeah.
without Nylander.
Yeah,
It's kind
yeah.
of fun too to just watch.
Dude,
Oh, yeah,
Willie,
that's awesome.
Willie getting killed out
Yeah, I
there,
know,
dude, because
I
he's the
know.
Leaf too. I
Yeah.
was dying. That
Him
was so
smiling
funny.
at the camera after that was
Yeah.
so him too. I was
So
like,
him,
yeah,
so
that's
him,
great.
so
That's
him.
great.
It was fun.
Has anyone on the team been someone that you were pumped to play with, pumped to meet? I know it's everybody, but was
Exactly.
there anyone that, being a Swede, looking at some of these guys you've grown up watching,
Yeah.
did anyone really stand out?
I mean, Carlson and Hedman, obviously,
Yeah.
2 Norris Trophies winners.
Yeah.
Probably with 2 of the old guys on the team too. So I watched them more growing up. When I was more of a kid. I don't know when they came into the league, but it's pretty early.
Yeah.
So probably those 2 guys.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
top.
Hard not to, right?
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
two, I
right.
mean,
God,
Jesus.
dude,
Yeah.
is it funny for you? Because so much talk at this tournament. It's been so long since we've had international hockey and worn these jerseys. But like, you kind of were wearing a Sweden jersey pretty recently.
Yeah.
So it's like, is it funny for
Yeah.
you to be like, yeah, I do this all the time?
Leo
dude?
comes in, he's like, I'm the vet here,
Yeah, yeah,
actually. All you
exactly.
idiots haven't played in this in a while.
True. No, I mean it's a different tournaments though.
Yeah.
I would say. So a long time since the best and best.
Yeah,
I think it's great for the crowds and great for hockey. Hockey culture basically. So
for sure, man. For sure.
the first 2 games has been insane. So it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How crazy was the first practice? Like when you stepped on the ice with
Yeah.
all the boys, were you like, Jesus Christ, this is nuts?
Yeah, it was so fast.
Yeah, yeah.
High quality. I mean, it's obviously high quality is my practice too in Anaheim, but it's a little different. It's the best.
Oh,
best player,
definitely.
so
Definitely.
it was insane. Just watch those guys fly by. It's insane.
Of course.
it's
Do you
cool.
feel like you're going to be able to take a ton from this experience and from playing with these boys back to Anaheim when you eventually go back?
I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's more like for my long career. Like
Definitely.
I mean, just recently, I got some shot advice from Alfredson. So we had a little,
It's huge.
It's huge. Yeah, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, just those things that that you don't think about maybe.
Yeah.
Are just insane to think about. Basically.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. So
Oh my God, of course.
yeah, a lot of things.
Yep.
Like what a cool, especially so early in your career, the fact that the league is doing this tournament, you get named to the team, such an honor,
Yeah.
well deserved, obviously too, and then to just play with all of these guys in the middle of this great season. I feel like you guys are playing so well.
Yeah.
Like the stock is rising so much.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be so many lessons to take from
Yeah,
this
for sure,
you
for
and
sure.
for the team. It's
Absolutely.
so cool.
Dude, in a tournament that is short as this,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of room to make a mistake, right? So obviously you got the point from the Canada game, but now it's kind of going into a game where
Yeah.
you're playing Finland, a huge rival, and it's a game you kind of got to win.
Yeah.
What's the vibe in the locker room? How the boys feeling about that?
I mean, the vibe feel is good. I think it's pretty calm. Probably gonna be more pumped tomorrow before the
Yeah.
game. Early game too. So
Yeah.
can't really think so much before the game. Obviously, big brother, little brother scenario here too. So it's
Yeah.
you just have to go out there and win.
Yeah.
So super excited to watch that.
Do you feel like there is that, the friendly rivalry with Finland? Do you feel it is more palpable than any of the other games? You're like, we want to beat this team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like this, same thing as USA, Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like
right.
Sweden, it's just. I mean, we play against each other when we were 15.
Yeah.
I know, all the way up in the national team. So
Yeah.
huge rivalry. No men of guys too, and play against backs. Back in Ireland.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Great guys. So it's it's tough, but it's also.
You wanna kill him.
I mean,
Yeah, not a great guy tomorrow at 1. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's amazing to be part of.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
dude, for
that's
sure.
awesome.
It's the best.
What have you guys gotten up to while you've been here, other than hockey stuff?
Just a little family time. I mean, I got my girlfriend here, so we just hang out. I guess.
Great.
I mean,
Have you spent a lot of time in Montreal?
no, I mean, just for the games.
Yeah.
Play.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
nice,
exactly.
Yeah, it's a nice city. So, I don't mind. It's cool beer. It's
Yeah.
cool beer.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
Valentine's
really,
Day, bud. What do you got? You got something
True.
planned or what?
Yeah, I think she booked a dinner a couple weeks ago.
You didn't forget,
she
did you?
booked it?
I didn't forget. She booked it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not good at that stuff. I'm just following along. Flowers when we get home, probably.
Yeah.
When we get home, dude,
Yeah.
what happened to this morning, dude?
Focus to the game. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
He's got a great excuse, dude. It's built
Yeah,
in.
you're right.
He's like, excuse me, I'm focusing on a huge game against Finland tomorrow.
Practice.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Is there anything, in this tournament that you were looking forward to, really intensely before you came? And has that come true yet?
Yeah, I mean, it's just I want to, I was excited about the atmosphere for the first game against
Yeah.
Canada in Montreal, and it's lived up to the hype. So
Yeah. Dude,
it was.
holy shit, did it live up to the hype?
I mean, I'm gonna talk about that for a while. Probably.
Oh my God.
It was
Remember this
course.
forever,
insane.
dude. Yeah.
I mean, you
God.
can't really hear how loud it was on TV.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
on Twitter,
God,
on
no.
clubs. Yeah, I mean, you have to be there to hear.
Dude, those blinking lights
Oh,
in the stands,
yeah.
like we were, I was gonna have a seizure. We were standing
Yeah,
there, and
yeah.
I was like, "This is insane, man!
Yeah.
Holy shit!" Do you
Yeah,
feel
cool.
like, again, I can't get over how cool it is this early in your career to have this experience.
Yeah.
This must be in a category of its own so far. Like
Yeah.
how cool this has been, that crazy game, playing with all these guys.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been the best, the biggest hockey moment in my career, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, either from playing or not, it was like it's just cool to be here, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially me, I'm young guys. It's fun to. So yeah, as we talked about earlier, just learn, watch,
Yeah.
just be part of it.
For
Yeah,
sure.
we were talking to some guys just watching that overtime
Oh,
on
yeah.
Wednesday. Just both of you flying up and down the
Yeah.
ice. I was like, this is, even people on the bench were saying,
Yeah.
like, I feel like a fan just watching this chaos. It was
just,
insane.
Crazy to see. I know who started, but probably McDavid, Martin starting.
Yeah.
Then McKinnon and Crosby came on ice. Like, shit.
What is happening right now?
Dude, we were joking with Juice the other day. The first power play they got, we saw him lining up on the wing,
Yeah.
and you could see him talking. I forget who was out there.
I think it
with
was
him.
Flip, yeah.
Yeah, it might have been. And he was just like, you can tell he's like, who do you want to cover?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this
I
is
know,
fucking
it
insane.
It's just impressive, like how they score right away. I mean, obviously, 5 amazing top players in the
Yeah.
league. I mean, you never know if it's gonna work out or not.
Yeah,
They
for
just
sure.
boom, 10 seconds in probably.
Yeah. It's been
Okay,
it's-
yeah.
It was funny
Nice.
watching you guys get your power play USA yesterday, and it's like, it's as good as everyone is on the ice for a power play. There's that many great players on the ice for the PK as well. So
Oh, yeah.
you're just like, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
so
this is.
Finland rocking 5-4ish, right?
Yeah,
Barkley,
on the
Ryan,
beeper.
pretty cool
Yeah.
too.
That was so funny.
Unreal,
I was like,
man.
Huge
yeah.
loss though with Heiskin in
Oh
there.
my God.
Yep.
Absolutely
Probably his
savage.
position.
Dude,
So,
Yeah.
he was gonna play half the game.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
It's insane.
Fluent. Yeah.
Are any of the boys from back home in Sweden saying it? Like, I mean, I feel like at your age, some of these guys, some of your buddies must be like,
Yeah.
dude, how sick is this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they were spamming me about the showing videos.
Yeah.
Texting them about
Sick,
that.
yeah.
From the was the ceremony? We like ceremony
Yeah,
before,
the beginning,
about
yeah.
that. Just for that stuff. So
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
excited for sure. Just watching the games 2 a.m. They're
For sure.
They're watching.
It must be cool too. I mean, like, your girlfriend's here. Is any of your family here?
No, there was supposed to come, but expensive, blah blah blah.
dude, it's tough. It's so far away.
Obviously, it's so far away.
Yeah,
Time
yeah.
changed. They were just here.
Yeah.
I got a brother too at home, a little younger brother. Plays
Yeah.
hockey, so it was tough, but
Well, they're staying up late and watching though. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, they probably do.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, it must be awesome. Like when you in that first game, and we'll see it tomorrow for sure.
Yeah.
We're here in Montreal. It's kind of a random new tournament.
Yeah.
It must be awesome when you guys look up and you can
Yeah.
see a bunch of Sweden jerseys in the crowd here, so far away. Like that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
for sure.
Yeah.
It was a lot of. I mean, it wasn't. Obviously, it was a lot of Canada jerseys, obviously.
Yeah.
Last game, but yeah, it's supposed to be yellow. It was nice. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
There was. I'm excited to see
Neat.
it tomorrow. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
you too. Yeah.
I've got my sweater. I'm rocking it every game. It's gonna
Yeah.
do it
Nice.
tomorrow.
I'm
Nice.
excited to
Great.
see the Finland game, to see the breakdown of the crowd.
Yeah.
It'll be cool.
It's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Perfect time too, like 1 p.m.
Yeah,
Perfect.
dude.
7 o'clock game back home.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. Oh, good
Perfect.
call, dude.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about
perfect.
that. Genius.
Perfect.
All right,
Yeah.
so what's the vibe been like, today? What's it going to be like tonight with the boys, with the team, heading into tomorrow?
Yeah.
Huge game, rivalry game like we talked about.
Yeah, the vibe is probably going to be relaxed.
Yeah.
I guess.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Everybody, probably going to go out with the family, either room service or just
Yeah.
dinner somewhere if Valentine's Day. And then it's early game tomorrow. It's just breakfast and then go play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's the only way to do it.
Awesome, dude.
Simple stuff, basically.
Yeah.
Simple
Fucking A.
stuff.
It's an easy game.
Yeah, it's an easy game, dude. It's just hockey. It's great.
Just
All right,
hockey.
Leo, this is a blast, dude. You're the
Yeah.
best for chatting with us, and let's get a big win tomorrow,
Yeah,
huh?
absolutely, we will.
Fucking love
Thank
it,
you.
dude. Good shit.
Appreciate it.
Bro, thanks.
Thank you.
Oh,
Of course.
dude,
Thank
yeah,
you.
man.
I love it.
Back at the Bauer Stick Soiree with Caleb Barnes, star for P-Dub Montreal. I mean, you are a Olympic gold medalist, youngest ever, right?
I don't know about youngest
I think
ever.
you're the youngest ever to represent Team USA.
I don't know. I mean, it might be close,
Pretty
but
sick.
thank
And
you.
now we're here, so we have a lot going on here. So we live in California.
Yeah.
You're from California.
Yep.
You grew up playing for like the Lady Ducks and all that
Yep,
stuff.
Yep.
Now you're a
Now we're on your
trader,
turf,
and
yeah.
you're here in Montreal. Do you feel conflicted at all with Four Nations going on? Like, are you rooting for USA? Are you rooting for Canada because now you play for a Canadian team?
Do you
Please
think
tell me
I
no.
would ever
Okay,
root for
thank
Canada.
God. Thank God.
I love my
I just
Canadians.
needed to make sure.
Yeah.
But on the ice, all bets are off. I'm
Yeah,
USA
correct.
all the way.
Okay,
Correct.
there
Yeah.
we go. How has this tournament, especially being here and in the city you play in, have you felt the intensity of the tournament? Are you keeping up with all of it? Have you gone to any of the games?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we've watched all the games. We have the highlights on in our locker room, like when we're
Sick.
practicing and stuff. the streets are closed
Yeah,
around
right.
here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's fans everywhere, from everywhere.
Yep.
So definitely been awesome to see. I think this is a great place for this tournament to be held because
Yeah.
people are so passionate about hockey here. So it's been super fun. And I went to the USA game last night versus Finland. They had lights out game,
Yeah.
super fun. Love the 6 goals, always
Yeah,
fun to
God.
see.
Oh, yeah?
Waited a while though, eh? I was like,
yeah,
come on,
I
let's
know.
go. Yeah.
It took a minute. I was
Yeah.
getting, but I'll be going to the USA Canada game too. So
Yeah.
super excited to go to that one.
Yeah.
That's going to be a treat.
Do you have any bets with some of your teammates? Like,
Sorry, I have to
how's
ask
I
Yes.
feel like you and Aaron need to have a wager on that game.
Yeah, we've been talking about what the consequence, I guess,
Yeah.
will be. We haven't really come to a conclusion because our, USA Canada, it's like I don't want to wear a Hockey
Yeah.
Canada jersey.
Yeah.
That's
so
too steep a
I was,
price.
I,
it's
I was
that
about to
deep.
suggest
Yeah.
the jersey
I
bet,
know,
but that is tough.
But it's very deep.
Oh,
so
it's
it's
brutal.
like I don't know. So we're still trying to figure it out. That might be it, but we're not sure yet.
Yeah.
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 What? Because a lot of these guys have been missing international play for years, right?
Yeah.
And it's been fun talking to them and hearing about the experience and the jitters of putting on that USA sweater for the first time. As someone who's been able to do that several times,
Yeah.
just tell us a little bit about what that felt to you in those first
Yeah.
moments, if you can remember, like the first times you're like, wow, in a USA jersey.
I mean, yeah, I feel like that's something you don't really forget.
Yeah.
I was so excited to,
Yeah.
be there, and it just so happened that a couple of my first times was at the Olympics.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like you were 18 when you won gold?
I had just turned 19.
Yeah, shit.
So like probably like a week before.
Yeah.
So
It's a way
I
to
was,
set the bar high.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I was doing cool shit at 19 too, dude. Whatever. Like, it's fine. It's completely fine.
Yeah, I was very young. I think looking back, like in the moment, I probably didn't understand the magnitude of it.
Yeah.
But I was so excited. That's what you dream of.
Yeah.
And obviously ignorance is bliss in that moment too. Looking back, like I was like, oh, I'm ready to go. Like, so super excited. Always an honor to put on the USA jersey and compete for the United States, especially against, players from all around the world that are so talented. So
Yeah.
How did the pressure feel in those moments? Because I always wonder that with these guys here, where this is like, it's an exhibition tournament in the middle of the season, but it's like national pride on the line. Like how was it hard? Did you feel nervous? Did it feel more than just a regular game?
I mean, honestly, I feel more pressure now
Yeah.
than
wow.
I do back then.
Yeah.
Like I said, ignorance is bliss. And when you're a kid, you're just like,
Playing loose.
you're
yeah.
19, you're so young, you're just like ready to go. Like you're jumping out of the gate, you're excited. Now I like have experience and I know what it feels like to win and I know what it feels like to lose.
Yep.
And you're on both sides and I want to feel one way and I don't want to feel the other.
Yep.
So it's a bit different. I feel more pressure now, and it, as you get older, the more games you play, the deeper it gets. So a little bit, I would say more pressure now, and every game means that much more. We just got back from rivalry series and
Yeah, right.
we ended up losing that, and like the gut punch that I had from that, and that there were no true medals handed out. That's not an international competition like a Worlds or an Olympics, but it all hurts the same. So it hit deep.
It's always interesting talking to pros when you win early in your career.
Yep.
It just, like we said, setting that bar high, I feel like it gives you that hunger of, well, I don't ever want to not experience this,
Yep.
so I have to win every year now.
Dude, not to mention,
Crazy.
it's not in the regular season, you lose to Toronto and you're like, well, we'll see him again soon, whatever.
Yeah.
Another game in 2 days. In this, it's like...
It's your one shot.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
not... Even if you lose a Stanley Cup, you're like, okay, next year. But this is like going to be years out of trying to do
Yeah.
stuff like this again. So
Yeah.
it really mounts.
Like you mentioned, we got USA Canada tomorrow. In your experience, when you've played, obviously a huge rivalry there. Whenever you put on the national jersey, I feel like it's such a proud moment. You want to really up your game. How much more do you feel like the level goes up when you are playing Canada?
Oh, at least 5 to 10 notches.
Yeah.
I think the emotions are going, you kind of lay everything out on the line in those games.
Yeah.
In our games, it's people are blocking shots,
Yeah.
people are diving to get pucks over the blue line. Every shot is on net.
Yeah.
It's physical, it's chippy.
Yeah.
And in the men's game, I assume it will be chippy. There will be a lot of skill plays, but there will be a lot of hard plays as well. So I think it'll be a really fast and fun game. And like I said, the level just goes up because pride is on the line and your country's on the line too. And being in Canada, the fans are going to be wild.
Yeah.
So I think the energy tomorrow night will be incredible.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
no
rocking.
doubt about it. And you have a game tomorrow as well.
Yes.
Who are we playing?
We are playing New York.
Okay.
Yes.
How do you feel? Like, give us a quick hit on how the season's going for you, for the team, and what you guys are feeling right now.
Yeah, the team, we're doing great. We are first in the league right now.
Yep.
So, we're doing well. Just hoping to keep riding that high and continue on. So we have a big stretch of games coming up post-rivalry. So, just hoping to continue, getting points and, continue on in the league. We're about halfway through right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And how's it been? Drafted in June, right?
Yep.
First season with the team. Are you loving it? Are you loving being in the city, playing with the girls and everything?
Yeah, super. It's been super fun. You don't know what to expect being, I'm a California kid. Now I'm coming all the way to Montreal. I have no idea. They speak French here.
Yeah.
Everything's thrown in my face. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. But the girls have been nothing but welcoming. The organization is super
Even
professional. She's all right.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's fine, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. She's great.
So good.
Super fun to be teammates with her, Poulin, Stacy. Legends.
Legends.
Yeah.
Legends of the game.
Literally legends.
For sure.
You get to learn from them, and they have great personalities. Get to be around them and get to know. I've only played against all of them.
Yeah, right.
In this cutthroat rivalry.
Yeah.
So it's so aggressive all the time, and they're like,
For sure.
now we're friends.
Yeah.
So it's really fun, and it's been a great experience, and obviously it doesn't hurt that we're winning. So
Yeah, that's nice.
winning is fun. So it's been great, and I love the city of Montreal and all the fans. So it's been awesome.
Anywhere we should hit before we leave the city?
Like food.
Yeah,
Anything. What's your favorite spot in the city since you've been here?
I'm gonna shout out September Cafe.
Okay. All right.
A team favorite.
What's the
What
order?
do we get there?
Definitely a coffee. I'm like a latte, and
Yeah.
then they have the best pancakes I've ever had in my entire life.
That
Enough
is what I'm
said.
talking
Enough
about.
Stacked
said.
pancakes.
Save
so
the coffee,
good.
pancakes.
Yeah.
Now we're cooking.
Yeah. So if you have a chance to go, September Cafe.
Done.
All right,
Amazing.
Huge. All right, let's get a huge win
Yep.
from you girls tomorrow
Yep.
and roll that into a USA win
I love it.
tomorrow. And then we're in business.
Yeah. There we go.
Amazing. All right,
Bang,
let's get
bang.
back to this party. Good shit.
Done.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, we got Zach Bell at the Bauer Stick Soiree.
Yes, sir.
When'd you get in?
I got in a couple nights ago. We had to cancel our flights. Drove in for like 7 hours. George drove through a snowstorm, so
Jesus.
got us here. We thought we'd just inch our way here.
Yeah, slow and steady, baby.
Because we didn't want to risk the flights, man. That snowstorm was going to come in heavy. So
It's going to hit people on Sunday, too.
yeah, we might have to stay another day. That's what
Yeah,
we're thinking.
yeah.
We got to figure out our plans still. We're just playing it by ear. So
And
it's
you
happy
got
to be here.
a big game tonight.
Yeah, in about an hour.
Yeah.
An hour on YouTube.
Wow.
Tell
God.
people about this creator skate.
We're doing a 3-on-3 creator game, Team USA, Team Canada. We got Swaggy P on Team USA, Nasher,
Yeah. Laz.
JT Barnett, Laz,
Yeah.
KVG and net.
Yeah.
Then the Canadians, we got myself, we got Chip, we got Barber,
Yeah.
we got Gilly. Who else do we got? And then we got Nick the goalie and net. So
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident about our roster.
Yeah, that's huge.
We're pretty top heavy though. I'm a little bit worried about our legs.
Are you at all fearful of this Team USA team, both in the
Not
3v3
at
game
all.
and then in the Four
No,
Nations tournament?
absolutely not. No, absolutely not. No way.
Do you believe that the results of your game completely sets the tone for Saturday night?
No. no, boys. Honestly, this is the first time I've worn full gear besides filming a movie in 7.5 years.
I was
So,
actually going to ask if you've
I'm out of
suited
shape.
up fully in a while,
No,
and here
just
we
for
go.
a movie. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
just
right.
Like for commercials. Like,
Yeah.
You're not actually skating, playing. Like, I don't play pickup hockey often.
Yeah.
I just play pond, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
you
even know
ju-
if I know how to put my gear on.
You just got to float, dude. Don't gas it. Don't gas
Yeah,
it too
yeah.
early.
Yeah, I know. Kids back home, they want to see something though. So
I
you
know.
I got to show
True.
up.
But
Gotta dig deep.
floating can get you something sometimes.
Yeah,
you know?
I know. Swaggy
Yeah.
did that last 3-on-3
Yeah,
tournament.
correct,
He's just
yeah.
sitting at
What do
our
you mean
blue
last
line.
tournament? He does it every tournament,
Yeah,
dude.
true,
All Swaggy
true,
does
yeah,
is
I know,
float.
I know.
No, but
Well,
you're right. You got to teach him how to play correct D-zone coverage. So you got to
Exactly.
put some good shit on tape here.
Exactly.
True.
Well, we're putting Coach Chip. He's gonna just mirror
Yeah.
Swaggy.
There you
so
go.
We're gonna try that out. We'll see how that goes.
That's
And
actually
maybe
hilarious.
We'll cycle Barber in there for
What,
some mirroring.
what a role
but-
for
There
him
you go.
too. Yeah.
Hey, well, like I said, we're top heavy,
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
need Chip just to get chippy. So
There you go.
there we
That's
go.
what he does.
Just don't let Swaggy see the puck, and
Yeah.
we'll be okay.
Dude, how unreal has this whole thing been?
Unbelievable. I've enjoyed this so far a lot more than All-Star in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just like the games itself, like we were talking a bit off air there.
Yeah.
It's incredible, man. It's just the atmosphere in the building. Like the players want it. We haven't seen best on best in so long. It's so good for the growth of the game. It's so good for the game. And
Truly, man.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just so excited for tomorrow. I don't know what to
Yeah.
expect.
I know,
Like,
same.
the roof might blow off the Bell
It
Center.
might
honestly.
blow off the
Dude,
Bell
It's
Center.
like-
Dude, U.S. national anthem is going to get booed to high heaven. It's
Did
going
it get
to be
booed yesterday?
Oh,
Yeah,
bad.
Did it? 'Cause
Yeah.
I was out getting a drink or whatever, and
Yeah.
I didn't hear any booing though.
Oh, it got booed.
Dude, it was,
got booed.
They
Interesting.
apparently, I heard, I don't know if you heard this yet, because they make an announcement in
Yeah,
the arena.
yeah.
They make an announcement that's like, please don't boo any anthems. And then
Then they booed
That's a way
immediately.
to, yeah,
US
exactly,
anthem,
right?
right?
What
Like,
do
there were
after
some people
that?
who weren't even thinking about it, and they're like,
Now they're like,
I'm going to boo now.
booing the
Dude,
anthem.
apparently on the ESPN broadcast, or the TV broadcast, which I wasn't watching, obviously, it got picked up on a mic. Like, the announcement goes, it's like, please don't boo the anthem. And then you hear someone from the crowd from far away be like, fuck that.
Yeah,
And then the boos came, and I was like, oh, no.
Dude, but man, you hadn't got in yet, obviously because of the storms. But dude, the Canada-Sweden game was insane how electric that building was. USA Canada here in Montreal is going to be
Yeah, watching
out
through
of
the
this
phone
world.
did no justice.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Oh,
you can
yeah.
feel it though. Still,
100%.
God,
There's
dude.
more just like the anxiousness of missing the game. It's
Yeah.
like, man, I wish I was here.
Yeah.
Just to see that first moment, you
Yep.
know, it's just tough one to miss.
For
tough
sure,
one
dude.
to miss.
It's
but
all right, dude. You're
right,
going to
it's
make
all
up
right.
for
And
it.
you're
We
so
got the big
right.
game.
You're so right. Like the how much this does for the growth of the game, how much people are realizing how badly we missed international best on best. It's like the hype for Olympics, World Cup is just going to be so big now.
And you've
It's
almost
amazing.
got like a whole generation of hockey players who've never really seen best on
100%,
best ever.
dude.
You know what I'm saying?
like,
so
dude.
like, how long has it been? Like 10 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
2016?
2016
Like
World
9
Cup.
years?
Yeah.
So you've got a whole generation of new players who've never seen best on best.
100%.
And this will be the last time we see like Crosby, McKinnon, these guys
Yep.
playing.
Yep.
Exactly.
Really together. So yeah, like we're witnessing something amazing here, boys.
It's unbelievable.
It's incredible.
It's
Like,
unbelievable.
Everybody feels it.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
the McKinnon, Crosby, McDavid goal 12 seconds into the tournament, I was like, literal wet dream for the NHL for everybody.
You can't write it any better
I was
than
like,
that. Hey? Like,
Preposterous.
ridiculous.
All right, we know you got a game to get to. Go give them hell.
Yep.
And we'll happily trade a win for you in this. USA can get a win on Saturday. So
Tough one, tough
We'll see. I
bargain.
think Canada's just gonna take them both, boys.
Ah,
I'm sorry. I'm
shit.
sorry. You know what? You know I gotta do it.
Yeah.
all right, brother.
Thank you, boys.
Go
Good to
kill
finally
it.
get
Thanks,
on here
buddy.
with you, boys.
Yeah,
Hey, we'll do this
absolutely.
again. Hey, we got some
Absolutely.
more time.
Absolutely.
We'll get you a real one.
Huge thank you to everybody. Thank you to Leo. Thank you to Kayla. Thank you to Zach. Thank you to Bauer. Stick soiree, Dan. So it gives me pangs of being there. Makes me really sad, to be honest with you.
I want to go back.
What a time that was. So awesome interviews. Hope everyone enjoyed those. And now, let's get into a beer league hotline.
Oh yeah.
I currently serve as the right-hand man to the beer league director. I've been approached by multiple team reps saying they want to plan a coup and have me take over the position. Though I know the director can be shit at his job, he has helped me to get to this position I have now. Do I tell the director and stay loyal? Do I help the team reps with his mutiny? Do I ignore it?
Wow.
Sticky situation, Dan.
Drama.
High drama.
A lot of drama.
Yep.
I mean, listen, man. This is complicated. First I want to say you're a loyal man.
You are, dude.
The fact that you have a chance at a promotion here. You have a chance to take over. You have a chance to be king.
To be the king of the castle.
And you, sir, are not prepared to stab someone in the back just yet. And I respect you for that.
Jack Sparrow says the seventh circle of hell is reserved for betrayers and mutineers.
Yeah.
So you have to consider that.
You do have to consider that. I mean, listen, a bad director is awful.
Can derail a whole league.
I think I would say that we have a bad director.
Well,
I think there's a lot of things in our league that I don't love.
but there are things that I do love.
Yeah.
I think it's hard. I think it's a hard job. I
It
think
is a
that's,
hard job.
I think
It's a
that's another
thankless
thing.
job. Like, you're
Yeah.
the commissioner. Dude.
You're a
And if
commissioner.
anyone's been a commissioner of a fantasy league, you know it's shit.
Dude,
Everyone's complaining. Everyone's got stuff they hate. I don't want to be soft here, but I think I would put some pressure on him. I would tell him.
Oh, so you would bring it up, but not like, because I read this like, oh, should I tell him to basically be snitching on the reps? But this is an in between. You tell him to go.
You hold some of your cards. You don't say.
Yeah.
You don't go, hey, the team reps, because then you're snitching.
Yep. Yeah. We
I
don't
think you
snitch.
go, hey, I'm coming to you as a man, and I'm telling you there are people in our league who are upset.
Yep.
Doesn't matter who, but I've received a lot of messages of people being unhappy with the way things are run, and I want to bring it to your attention so we can help improve it together.
And maybe you don't tell him that it would be you. If he gets throat snapped, you don't tell him it would be you. Maybe he knows that.
You
though.
certainly can't tell him.
You can't tell him that. You
cannot
cannot
tell
tell
him
him that.
What's funny here is I'm not entirely sure how much power is actually being held here. Like, you're saying that you could potentially usurp this man. I don't.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Could
like,
you?
Yeah. Like, I don't.
But maybe
Well, how do you stage a coup here? Like,
the team reps go, we're not playing. Like, we're literally not playing. The rink would lose so much money
Yeah, but that will never happen.
for an interim.
No.
If we all, well, it's not we, it's not about me. If all the teams believed that after a 3-week strike,
Brother, I would have to be going through legitimate torture every single week while playing hockey in order to be like this. This is so bad, I'm going to not play to prove a point.
yeah, right.
Like,
You did say if you broke your arm, you might never play again.
Yeah, has nothing to do, this is so different. Has nothing to do with this situation, you idiot. you imbecile fool. Nothing to do with this situation.
It would have to be bad.
It would have to be so bad that I would, honestly, I probably wouldn't have even been playing already. I would have been like, this is just so trash. Yeah.
But
so there's no world. I'm here to tell you there is no world where the teams are all going to go
strike.
We're going on strike. We're not playing beer league until this guy's gone. It would have to be so bad that this message would not be necessary.
Could we frame him for something?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Because we as
when
the
I
teams
asked,
together frame him.
How much power do you think you wield here, sir? is like what are you going to do? Are you going to put a kilo of blow in this guy's car? Would that even get him fired?
Yeah.
I don't know. So I think you take this as an opportunity to share with him that people are upset and maybe he changes. Maybe he does something about it.
Yeah.
Dude. You.
What if he fires you? What if you bring it to him and he goes, "You're fucking fired"?
That would be insane. And I actually don't think that is cause to fire someone. Going like this, hey, there have been some complaints. I'm bringing it to you so we can figure out how to improve it. And he goes like this, "You're fired." That's not a thing, dude.
It could happen.
Yeah, but he would then get fired. Like, you can't. You have to have just cause to fire someone. This isn't the Wild West, dude.
It feels like it sometimes.
Yeah, but it's not.
It feels like it.
It is not. I think you got to take the... Listen, you hear that people are talking shit about you, that snaps some people into shape every now and then. I think you do that. Go like this.
It also snaps some people.
People are talking shit, dude. You going to let them get away with that, or are you going to improve yourself?
And some people improve themselves, some people snap.
Well, dude, if he snaps, then he gets fired.
He's fired. Tell him.
This is the way, dude. Tell him, and either he acts like a baby and he gets fired, and now you are king, or he improves
himself.
And you are a servant of the people, sir.
Yeah.
And everyone knows this is your doing.
Wow, great.
Done and done.
Okay, now we're into our segment with our friends at BetMGM, and we're going to do some odds matching. This time, Dan, it's as of March 3rd, odds to win the Hart. Okay?
Got it.
So we are matching these 5 players with their odds to win the Hart Trophy. Wags, give me 5 names and then give me 5 odds out of order.
Leon Draisaitl, Hellebuck, McKinnon, Kucherov, and McDavid. Plus 100, plus 2,000, plus 700, plus 4,000, minus 120.
Wow.
I think we're gonna get this right off the bat.
That'd be so sick.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Here we go. We're going to go Leon minus 120.
Has to be the favorite.
We're going to go Nate plus 100.
Yep.
We're going to go McDavid 700. We're going to go Helly.
Whoa.
4,000. And we're going to go, or 2,000. And we're going to go Cooch.
Cooch 4,000?
I think the league is
sick of him. They're pissed at him.
I think they're pissed at him for making a mockery of the league at every turn. And he got robbed last year. People are saying he got robbed last year, but he's been a baby about it. And I think that Vegas knows that there's no way they're going to
that he could get it.
So,
but I think there's a chance that Helly's 4,000.
I think so too. But I think I've gone 5 for 5. All right.
Okay.
Wags, Leon minus 120, Nate 100, McDavid 700, Helly 2,000, Cooch 4,000.
You got one correct.
Mr. 5 for 5. Mr. 5 for 5 over here.
Well, dude. I'm telling you that's right.
Mr. 5 for 5.
I am right. And everyone else is wrong. What was right?
Draisaitl.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Here we go again. Stupid fucking stupid odds.
Okay, let's go.
We're going to go McDavid is going to be 100.
Wow.
Fucking dumb. Dumb league. Dumb book. We're going to go Nate 700, and then we're going to go Helly 4,000,
Yeah,
and we're
yeah.
going to go Cooch 2,000.
Yeah. Okay. So we have Leon -120, McDavid 100, Nate 700, Cooch 2,000, Hellebuck 4,000.
You got 2 more right.
What were they?
You got McKinnon and Cooch right.
So
What?
you're telling me right now that McDavid is 4,000
And Hellebuck.
and Hellebuck
100
is
to win
100.
to win the heart, Dan.
What a stupid thing this
To
is.
win to win the heart.
So yeah, that's it. That's
Okay,
it.
so Leon-
it's
yeah.
Leon -120, Hellebuck 100, Nate 700, Cooch 2,000, McDavid 4,000. What a world! What a league! What a town!
Final answer. Wow.
Absolutely insane.
That's wild, dude. That is wild.
It's as stupid as it gets. Hellebuck +100. Yeah.
Okay. Let's close it out.
We're doing blind ranking trades that have happened this season. We're going all the way back to July 1st.
Yeah, league year.
League year.
Seth Jones.
You like that trade.
I think Chicago won that trade. I always hate the who won, who didn't
I know.
win. I think it was a great trade by Chicago. Great trade.
Yep.
I do think that Seth Jones playing with those guys in Tampa, or excuse me, Seth Jones playing with those guys in Florida is going to be a good situation. I think he's going to be the best version of himself in Florida.
I don't know. Matthew,
It's a big trade.
Matthew, I think, is going on long-term IR, and I thought they would bolster the D end. So they.
The question is what are we ranking here?
Yeah,
Are we ranking the magnitude of the trade, or are we
Great question,
Yeah, I don't even know what we're doing.
I think we're gonna say.
I'm panicking.
I think we're gonna say if it was a great trade for someone, in
For
this case,
any team?
Yeah.
Then I think we go. It's so lame when we
3,
do this, but
dude.
it's 3. It is a 3.
Let's put that at a 3. I never do this, but let's
Yeah.
put that at a 3.
3.
Kako.
Ooh.
Capo Caco.
I actually love this trade.
It's a 4 for me.
Okay.
It's a 4 for me, but it's also it could have been a 3. But I mean, listen, dude, Capo Caco has been fantastic
been
for
awesome.
Seattle.
But I guess are you saying it didn't help the Kraken enough?
well,
Kraken
no,
are
I
still-
mean the Kraken won this trade by $1 billion.
my-
as far as I'm concerned,
agree, but I'm just saying
they
they
gave
didn't-
up not a lot. I think a couple of players here and there, a couple draft picks, 3rd and a 6th. I think
Yep.
Seattle won this trade. Capo Caco has the same, if not more, points than Lafreniere right now, and people are not talking about it.
I'm just saying it didn't. I was hoping that would be we got this guy and now we're fighting for that playoff spot, and they're just not. So it didn't help that much. I think
4.
I'm helping a 4. Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
4. I like a 4.
4.
Rantanen.
5.
Literally
You're
5.
going to trade him again.
Literally 5. It's so,
But
you got to look at it from the other
From
side.
the Colorado side.
Colorado, it's 1.
It's a 1. Tough one here, Dan.
I mean, Colorado is if they re-sign him, it'll be the greatest fleecing in the history of the NHL.
I think we go 1 because
but for not the reasons you think.
yes, I
Okay.
think we go 1. 'cause
Rantanen
it's-
is
yeah.
a 1, but let's call it the Natchez trade, not the
Natchez
Rantanen
trade.
trade.
Yeah, the Natchez trade
The
is a
Natchez
1.
and Drury trade, it's a 1.
1. I like that.
Yeah,
Granlund.
2.
I love this.
Granny's
I
such
might
a
have had
good
that as a
trade.
1, Dan.
Granny's an amazing player. It's a great deal for both teams. I truly that
actually should be the
that's
1.
a great
Yeah,
hockey trade.
That should have been 1.
Yeah.
because it was fucking perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it's just great for Dallas, and what they gave up it's worth the value.
Yep.
It works, and for San Jose, it's great job. That's
Yes.
exactly what you had to do.
What-
Fantastic hockey trade. Fantastic.
God,
hockey trade.
is all we have left 5 now?
Yeah.
What's 5?
Blackwood.
This is one of the worst lists we've ever made.
Fuck, that's a great trade, dude.
Granlund should be 1. Blackwood should be
2.
2. Everything got fucked up with the 3 at first. This is what when you
We don't
learn,
go 3,
we gotta
dude.
learn our lessons.
You don't
we
go
don't
3.
start 3. You never start 3. It fucks everything up. We're absolute assholes.
Blackwood's such a good trade.
Blackwood's a fantastic trade. Colorado, dude. Phenomenal trade.
Wheeling and dealing.
That is it for us today with the Empty Netters podcast. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, dude.
Trade deadline stuff is absolutely insane. I feel like I've been looking at every possibility in the world. I know that there are sites that I wish I wish there was like a really, really, really good site for hypothetical trades. I would stay up all night.
Oh,
doing
dude,
just
it would
seeing
be
if
dangerous.
works.
I actually thought about
I would do
that.
it all day long.
Yep.
All day long. But again, like we said, that is it for us. We will keep an eye on all these trades, keep you updated on all the socials. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everything, because then you'll make sure you don't miss out on any of this information. Unbelievable stuff. And until we see you next episode.
Trade hard and skate hard.